What's going on, guys? Back with you again for another broadcast. So, we got here the alt right influencer doesn't like interracial relationships, but why? We're going to explore this right now. But why? Why doesn't this individual like interracial relationships? Let's check it out. First off, I want to say huge shout out to Mulatto Mindset. He tagged me in a post he made a couple days ago. I just saw the post, I think earlier today or yesterday, and he brought to my attention this gal. Her name is Lily Gaddis. Now I've heard of her before. It's not the old lady on the screen. Let me kind of
Size and substance. Always stick with genetics and breeding.
What's up?
this person right here. Okay, this is her channel, and the video is on her channel. We're gonna listen to her commentary. We're going to give our mulatto analysis and observation on the matter. She has, this is 4 days ago. Look at how many views she has 122,000 views. They talk about race mixing and mixed race. These monoracials get all these views. The Anglos and the Bantus, they get a ton of views when they talk about mulattoes. Remember, with the Anglos, the code, when they say race mixing, that's a code word for mulatto. I'm trying to drill that into the head of my audience. Okay, that's a code word. They're being innocuous and being more, covert about it. They're really speaking about mulattoes. They talk about race mixing because they don't care, because the white males have been mixing with races for eons and millennia all over the damn globe. It's all over the globe. White males have been mixing races. But all of a sudden now they have an issue with it. Now, well, why is it? We're going to explore that. But shout out to Mulatto Mindset, because I don't follow this person. I've heard of her. I think she was like a swimmer, and she lost because some trans person beat her in a swim competition because it was a male, basically a trans, basically a gay male who wants to be a woman. Okay. And they're competing in a female sport, and of course they beat this lady, so she's kind of bitter about that, whatever. But she's basically financed by the conservative right. She's their darling. I had that initially in the title. I took it out. I was like alt right, not alt right, but alt right darling. Because that's basically what she is. She's financed, big money. And we're going to get into it. She's a fucking idiot. She's stupid. Lives up to kind of the stereotype, the dumb blonde. She's a stupid, dumb blonde and low IQ. But she has a lot of money behind her to sponsor her to where she can do this shit full time, basically, she's going to be she's basically the mouthpiece of the ultra alt-right conservative. Okay. And I remember I first saw her. I think she was on like Pierce Morgan's broadcast. It's like, how the hell do you get on that guy's show? Pierce Morgan. Like, what's the criteria, credentials? What do you have to get on that guy's show? Pierce Morgan. Because, that's a top kind of media personality within the news sphere, right? Pierce Morgan kind of. But she was on that guy's show, I remember. And it's just like, who the hell is this person? Lily Gaddis. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into it. Her title of her video says "The Shocking Truth About Race Mixing." What shocking truth? What? Shocking. What's so shocking? What they don't want you to know. It's all going to be conjecture. She's not going to bring any facts or sources or statistics, which is very typical with them. Okay, we're going to get into this. This is going to be very interesting, guys. So buckle up. Let me get this little disclaimer banner here. All right, let's get into this. Lily Gaddis, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Folks, we are back again. Of course, we are talking about dogs. Obviously. There is a...
Yeah, your best friend. Yeah, we know dogs. You love dogs. We all know that. Yeah.
Topic of contention, and it was kind of sparked by a couple posts I saw this one girl and her black boyfriend went viral when they announced their engagement photos. Now she's one of these influencer types, so she wants to parade around her black boyfriend, and
She's one of these influencer types. You're talking about yourself, Lily. You literally are one of the influencer types. That's why I changed the title. Initially my title was going to be alt-right darling, right? But I just switched it. I was like, okay, let me just switch this up. Alt-right influencer. You literally are the influencer type. You have a specific niche audience. That's the disenfranchised white boys in the United States of America. That's your audience. And the gals, some of them as well. They're fucking video game losers, right? We get it. Okay. But you're an influencer. Make no mistake. Don't try to paint it that this lady you're going to talk about is just a quote unquote influencer. That's what you are. Okay. Are you still swimming competitively? No. You got funding by the conservative right. You can jump up here, blab your mouth, and spread propaganda. Okay. Where you kind of fuck up at is you're talking about mulattoes. Indirectly, you're talking about this white woman with this black guy. We're going to get into that. But see, that's because they hate that configuration, because the offspring, they're not going to acquiesce to Anglos. Okay, that's why we're here. We have the microphone now, and we're watching you. So let's check this out.
virtue signal about how not racist she is, as she's, effectively, well, just like the woman said, destroying the bloodline and the integrity of the breed. So, what I find interesting is that with some races, they're allowed to be proud and pure and who they are, and that's encouraged. And then in other races, like white people, for example, it's actually discouraged.
But who's discouraging it, though? She says some races, they're quote unquote allowed. Now, you're operating from a weak, conquered position. You're like, oh my God, I'm a victim. I'm a white Anglo-Saxon. I'm a victim. Like, that's why you guys are fucking weak and you're conquered, you're cowards. You're positioning yourself as if you're a victim. Some people are quote unquote allowed. Who's allowed? What, the blacks? They can just, that my melanin's pop and keep it black. Yeah, we see that. We report on that. But if you're white and you want a white partner, who gives a shit? I don't care. Nobody over here cares. Who's going to cry about it? Some white person or some non-white person? Like, who cares? If an Asian wants to be with Asian, that's no problem. You guys have been doing this for years. It's so easy for you to just go to Poland, go to Norway, go to Idaho, go to Montana, go to Oregon. Okay. Create a family, support the community you're in, and just live happily ever after. It's never been a problem. Why can't you do that? See, if anyone's going to promote this type of stuff, it should be the mulattoes should be the ones that basically are really jumping on this, because our options, I mean, we got to go international basically. In the United States, we're so fragmented. It's easier for us. Yeah, we go to Brazil or Dominican Republic or Cape Verde, South Africa, etc. We have these options there. But it's like in the United States, it's like Louisiana. I mean, a lot of these people, they're basically being absorbed by the black monolith. So in the United States, the mulattoes are fragmented. So we would be the ones who would kind of be up here jumping up, let's preserve, blah, 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 and all this stuff. But for you, as an Anglo-Saxon gal, it's like, why don't you just go over to Oregon or Idaho? Why are you crying and complaining? Like, nobody's against you. And where's the evidence of that? Where I want to see a black person or a non-white person sit there and say that they're against a white person wanting to be with the white person. Nobody cares. It's all in their head. They're trying to rationalize and justify their implicit bias and supremacy mindset. That's what it is, because they know they're losing. They're taking so many L's today. They know they're losing bad. They're a global minority. So they have to justify their rationale, and they're painting themselves as a victim. That's the most pitiful and pathetic part out of all of this. You want to pretend that you've got some influence and you're strong. At the same time, you're positioning yourself as a victim. It's very pathetic when I sit here and analyze this. Well, why do you guys jump on the internet talking so much shit, especially over on X? It's very bad. You look just as bad as the Bantus on TikTok, talking all super tough, super Nazi, Anglo-Saxon, but it's like you turn around and cry like you're a victim. And I do reposts or retweets, whatever, on X to these guys. No replies. No one's gonna reply to my stuff. Of course not. Of course not. None of you boys are gonna reply to me. No.
They make fun of white couples and white families. They call them hicks, like my mom.
Who's making fun of white couples and white families? She's saying they're calling them hicks. Now, the hick terminology is equivalent to like white trash or hillbilly or something. It's like that's a class distinction. It's a southern, that's somebody who's a lower class white American. It's American specific nuance. And it's in the southern states and in their ghetto. They're ghetto white trash. But like she's trying to equate that to somebody who's white in a white community with a white couple, white family, etc. Like nobody's thinking about you guys. Nobody cares. You guys, it's just business as usual. But why is she hyper focused on that? This is all political. We're going to get here. It's not about embracing culture. It's not about preserving heritage. This is all political. They see a future political threat. It's not even future. It's already present. It's here. We're here. We're talking shit. We're not going anywhere. It's all political.
It's actually discouraged. They make fun of white couples and white families. They call them hicks, like my mom.
Yeah, I know. The way she's taunting, like she's flipping her hair and shit. She's a lying piece of crap, you know? She's very disingenuous. She's not going to show any sources. Who the hell are they? Making fun of white couples, white families. Who the hell are they? I, right now, am talking shit to you live. I live in a predominantly white community. 90% of these people are white. And they say something to me, I say something back. Fuck you. I'm not going to be punked. If you're going to make it uncomfortable for me to walk around in this society, I'm going to make it uncomfortable for you. You bet your bottom dollar. Sure, you guys outnumber me out here. I'm going to fucking fight till I die. My goal is to make every other mulatto man understand the reality. You need to take a position of strength. And that's with everyone you deal with. But this idea that like she's not sharing any sources of who out there is like making fun of these people or discouraging it. I don't give a shit. I don't care. That's me personally. I got a microphone in front of me, but I'd love to see who else is talking crap. She's not sharing any sources because it's all in their head. This is to justify their fear that they have that they are the fastest growing minority on the planet. They already are at this point. But even in these countries that are historically, dominated by them, United States, England, etc., they're a growing minority. That's that fear. So they have to justify their positioning by lying and saying people are against them being with each other. Who the hell cares?
Had a bunch of kids. I had 4 brothers, so big family growing up. And she would always get comments out in public like, well, you've been busy. You've been busy. But I guarantee you no one would make a comment about a Jewish family that was big and they.
The first thing she said is Jewish. Like we already know her positioning. That's why I wanted to kind of initially frame it as the title, Ulk Reich, darling or princess, right? Because like the first thing right off the bat she says is, oh, if it's a Jewish family, the Jews are white. Okay. Behind the scenes, behind the curtain, the veil, it's all these Nazi Anglo-Saxon Kabbalah practitioners who are maneuvering society to basically work in their favor. They're all, look at your king, Donald Trump, complete Zio shill controlled by the Zionist. All your influencers, Fox News, Ben Shapiro with his whole operation, all of you people, you're all in bed with each other. The cat's out the bag. You can act stupid and act like you're kind of, tough and you're new out here in social media, but we're analyzing and watching all of you. Now they're all in bed with each other. That's their people. See, when the Jews are talking shit about blacks, they love each other. Same thing with the Mexicans. Mexicans were talking shit about blacks. They love the Mexicans. Open the borders, bring them in. As soon as they see Mexicans clicking up with blacks, all of a sudden the Anglo wants to close the borders. You don't think we see how you people operate? Yeah.
Had a pure Jewish bloodline, maybe a black family, mom and dad. And
first she goes to Jewish, then she goes to black. How convenient, Lily. How convenient.
In the rare cases that's the case, and their black children, Muslim family, and all of their Muslim kids.
So she goes to Jew, she goes to black, then she goes to Muslim. How convenient of you. How sweet.
Kids from the same region and the same ethnicity together. But with white people, there's like a concerted effort to tell you that you not only should not want that, but it's not cool. And
It's not cool. It's not what nobody wants it. No. Nobody cares. Because we look at you people, we look at one of your top influencers in the Alt Reich. You have the guy, Nick Fuentes. His dad is a half Mexican guy who got with the white chick. You people do that yourself. You guys race mix and mix your own. But they want to scapegoat Jews, blame it on the blacks. Like they want to feel like they're big and better and above somebody else. And they spread propaganda in the process. That's why we're here. We got this media operation, Mulatto Media. We have to watch this, analyze this, and counteract the narratives they're pushing. Because this ultimately goes back down on you. They want to subjugate and stigmatize the mulatto, make sure you don't have a voice. Okay. They want it to where you can't navigate society and make money. Okay, this is what their plan is. And we need voices out here to counteract this stuff. Because if you let this fester on long enough, you guys are going to be taking L's all over the damn from everyone. It's so easy about the Bantus. We see what they're doing. It's so easy. For Bantus is mainly the mate guarding situation, right? They want to separate the mulatto men from the mulatto women, right? We get that. That's the Bantu operation. But with the Anglos, they want it to where you don't make any money out here. Right. They want their secret deals with the Zionists because the Anglos, they suck off. They're controlled by Zionists. They want to make it to where you don't get any money. You can't build up your economy. Right. They want to be the only ones plugged in doing secret deals with Japan and China and the Arab world and Israel. They want to be the only ones to get access in business. But they want you, the mulatto, to be dependent upon them at their will. Fuck that. We're not doing that.
You should be, well, race mixing, in other words. So today we're going to discuss race mixing. Is this a good thing? Does it not even matter in the long?
Today we're going to be discussing continuous. We're going to get, this lady, she's really fucking dumb. I mean, I never saw any video. I saw an appearance of her on Pierce Morgan, like I said, and she just looked dumb. I don't know. She's dense. Definitely lives up to the stereotype, the dumb blonde. And and like I said, I don't even know this person. Shout out to Mulatto Mindset. He tagged me in a post, and I saw this like interesting. She's running her mouth, this whole race mixing stuff, and you see it's a black guy, white female. She's running her fucking mouth. Like nobody cares about you. Go be with your white dude. Okay, stay in the kitchen, do what you're told, and get out of everybody else's business. No problem. But you want to jump up here and talk about how race mixing is not good. Yeah, for you, you're irrelevant. Okay, nobody cares about you. I don't give a fuck about your subscriber count or all the money the right wing's putting. I don't care. You guys, your own group, you're so fucking divided today. Anyways, everybody has a piece of the pie to destabilize you. You got a straight up Indian going to be the mayor of, New York. We can get into that in the future. Yeah, your biggest city in this country. It's you don't make the fucking rules. That's what my job here is, to let you know. Because you think you're going to destabilize us and take money out of our pocket. You're going to finance Bantus, put a battery in their back, protect them on social media. When they discourage and talk shit about mulattoes on social media, you side with the Bantu and let them keep their channels up. But when we counteract them, you want to like delete our channels and block us on social media. You don't think we're studying you, watching you? You don't think we're just going to let you just slip by and slide by while you put a battery in the back of the Bantu? Yeah. Think again.
Is this a good thing? Does it not even matter in the long run? Should we all just be a blob of, ethnically ambiguous brown in 15 years? Do you want the white race to completely evaporate and not exist anymore?
That's all their own doing. Nobody gives a shit. You guys mix with Asians. Even today, I saw earlier, the number one interracial couple in the United States is white male and Asian female, period. They're hyper focused on the minority black, which is like the black male is like 5% of the United States population. Give or take. Most are situated in the major cities. The black male population is like 5 or 6% of the total. Like it's mostly white people, but they're hyper fixated on that 5% when they date a white woman. And a lot of them do. It's popular nowadays, sure. But they never talk about these white guys who are with Asian women at alarming rates across the country. They don't give a shit. So she's taught like it's like these people, they voluntarily race mix. It's the hypocritical nature of them. Her, because she's a mouthpiece for the wingnut incels, it's just out of this world. Because this is kind of that whole Tommy Lauren kind of image they need. You know, Tommy Lauren, because Megan Kelly, she's kind of aged out of the market. She's older. They need a younger kind of Tommy Lauren type of presence, and that's what she represents right here. She's a more extreme version of that. Let's get into that.
You want real blondes and blue-eyed people to be a thing of the past, to be a extinct creature? Is that what we want? Well, it seems like that's encouraged in all.
It's scare tactics, right? She's spreading conspiracy scare tactics. Nobody cares. Like, you guys are doing it to yourselves. You guys are waging wars against all these brown people, and the brown people fight back. Your ass gets deleted. I mean, whose fucking fault is that? You go to the Middle East and fight with these people, you know, and you get your fucking arm blown off and shit, your leg blown off, and you guys get deleted. Like, you're starting wars with all these brown people and shit. I don't, you know, all these military campaigns, like, you're doing it to yourself. You go, you're invading their countries, and then you cry and complain when they immigrate to your country. The hypocrisy is just out of this world. My whole thing is, I don't even need to get into all this stuff, but when you got mulattoes in your fucking mouth, I'm gonna get on your ass, regardless.
The news articles that come out. You Google any kind of family, it's always a mixed race family. Look at any commercial advertisement, it's everywhere. Okay, it's everywhere. So of course that sparked the debate when this woman posted that, and this is what she had to say to her haters. So let's take a listen to her and the situation and her horror at the fact that she got a little backlash and people don't like her promotion.
And of course, the redhead's prettier than her, facial symmetry wise, basically everything. Because she's redhead, that's kind of a rarity as well. And I think that's kind of why Lily took this topic, this subject to heart and wanted to make a whole video about this, because she's competing with a woman, like, and she's like, oh, she can use that kind of for content, so to speak. Because I'm looking at both of you facial wise. It's like, yeah, the redheads actually mogs you, Lily, right? And you know it. You know it. That's why you're talking about this, Lily.
This, and they don't like her throwing away her genetics. And frankly,
they don't like her throwing away her genetics. It's her body, her choice. I want to get into that because these fucking Nazis, these commies, they call them national socialists. They're fucking commies. These Nazis, these Anglo, like that's the thing. They want to police everyone's bodies. They want to police the whole white world and the white body and who the white person can sleep with or deal with. They're talking about you're throwing away your genetics. It's her body, her choice. She has free will, free American. She could be with who she wants to. But they want to kind of like stigmatize her and throw shade to her. It's like none of the white boys were fit to like put a ring on that woman's finger and buy a house and move her in and support her. None of the white boys were too busy chasing Asian women, talking shit on X, playing video games. The white boys weren't equipped or fit to get this Aryan, pure-blooded woman, you know? Why are you crying, Lily? Why are you upset? The white boys weren't fit to get this woman. That's part of her family. They were all in her community. But why is it that some random bald-headed, dark-skinned black dude, he can jump in there and swap her up? What are you mad about, Lily? What are you mad that the white boys, your audience, they're too pussy and punk? They can't get a gorgeous redhead like her? What are you mad about?
And the situation and her horror at the fact that she got a little backlash and people don't like her promoting this and they don't like her throwing away her genetics.
People don't like her throwing away her genetics. You see how elitist they are. They think they can dictate who sleeps with who. That's that kind of authoritarian Nazism where they want to police your body. So the women have no autonomy under this whole Anglosphere Nazism. They're literally looking at the women like, you better be with us and be a mule and be our slave. There's no autonomy in their system. They're going to throw this out there that you're throwing away your genetics. It's her body, her choice. She can do what she wants. They don't like that, though. Interesting.
And frankly, to be fair, him throwing away his genetics.
Again, she's saying, frankly, be fair, him throwing away his genetics. Remember, I told you the Racial Integrity Act, 1924, Walter Pleckard, they want to preserve the racial integrity of not only the white Anglo, but also the black Bantu. They want to preserve the black and white races. And I have a few clips. I mean, I'm not going to bring it today because I was looking through my archives. It's like, damn, I got to have this stuff kind of prepared. And I've talked about it numerous times on my broadcast. But I do have a couple males, white supremacist males who are basically have publicly kind of outs themselves, where they said, yeah, they want to preserve the white race, but they also want to preserve the black race. So they're against the whole emergence of the mulatto because they know we're not going to be acquiescent to white hegemony. And that's what they fear as his whole political stance here. Because they don't give a damn about preserving culture, heritage, none of that. No, they mix with Hispanics, they mix with Asians. They don't give a shit. Remember, like their only issue is when that mulatto is out here talking shit, looking at the Anglo, like, bitch, you got to either pay me or something. I'm not sitting here taking orders from you. So they're up, and that's across the globe that this is the case, and that's what they're upset about. And yeah, I have a couple of clips. I need to be more prepared in that. But that's what it is. Yeah, they want to preserve not only the white race, but these racist white supremacists, they want to preserve the black race too, because it's the status quo. They want to maintain the status quo.
And having a child that is not black and not white. And
yeah, the child's not black and not white. The child's mulatto. Again, look at the title. She says the shocking truth about race mixing. And then she's talking about black and white. She's using this. And then she's talking about the child. This is mulatto. I'm trying to say the subtle ways the Anglo white supremacists, how they kind of frame their discussion. They always use this kind of innocuous language to kind of trick you, to make you think they're talking directly about you. Yeah, the child, if they have a black parent, white parent, they're mulatto. They have a mulatto community. They have mulatto people. We're global, international people, especially those of us as men and women who travel, got passports. We're connecting with people globally. We have a global mulatto community. And this is the thing. These mulatto children, they're going to have a space they can fall into and fit into. They're going to have a tribe. Once they come of age, they're going to start asking questions. They're going to find us on social media. It's already happening now. It's already happening now. And it's only going to grow. It's only going to grow. So this idea, they still try to get you kind of caught up in this kind of racial binary kind of thinking where it's, oh, the blacks don't like you and the whites don't. We don't give a fuck. We see you people, the Anglos and Bantus. The Bantus are compromised. They suck off Anglos. The Anglos are compromised. They suck off the Zionists. Like, we already see you people for what you are. All you want is power and clout in society. The mulattoes want a place where they fit in and they call home. And we are providing those solutions. You're not. You want to get them caught up and try to push the mulattoes in a corner to force them. You need to pick a side. You need to pick a side to fight their little imaginary race war when the whites and blacks, they suck each other off. And that's how they create us. And we're sitting here scratching our heads like, how the hell did we get here? What's going on? We are brought into this world. What's really going on with these people? They want power over you. But the mulatto wants full autonomy, personhood, and a place of belonging. You're not offering them these solutions. You are obsolete and not needed. All right?
will never feel, at home with either race and will have a seed of bitterness within them. And it's usually.
Yeah, we'll have a seed of bitterness, sure, because we're analyzing you, Lily. And we know exactly what type of time you're on. right? Just like when we see Bantus like Umar Johnson, these monoracial supremacists. Again, shout out to Mulatto Mindset because he coined that term. Like we see what type of time you monoracial supremacists are on. They want to coerce you and kowtow you to fit in with this side. Like her, she wants the white nationalist side. You have Dr. Umar, Tariq Nasheed, the black nationalist side. We're looking at you people like you guys don't represent us. We have a mulatto side, a mulatto space over here. And for the mulattoes who don't fit in, who are not like, figure it out, bro. Like if this or a gal, whatever, if it's not your spot, I don't care. Go somewhere else. Go to the whole mixed and gay spaces. They got them all out here where, they're not mulatto centered. You guys will figure it out soon enough. They can pretend all they want, use a little mulatto name, kind of co-opt and hijack the mulatto name, but you'll figure it out long enough when you're out here. They'll pretend that they center mulattoes, but over time, it will show it's just mixed and gay. It's not mulatto. Okay, I'm here to let you know that.
Really manifest towards the white parent. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
Photos. I thought I would have some family and friends and my lovely followers here. Congrats.
Yeah, and the redhead mogs you, Lily. Right? Just get that out the way. You hate on the person she's with. Like I said, maybe the dude he's got money in his pockets or whatever. I don't know. That's their business. That's their family, whatever their business. But the guy's providing for her. Okay. And the white boys on your channel are too busy playing video games, chasing Asian women, talking shit on X, thinking they're superior, my culture, my IQ, but yet all their tax money they're serving Israel, So it's they're quite laughable and getting mocked out here in society. And it's very hilarious, to be honest with you.
Congratulate me and celebrate this new season of life. But what happened is our engagement photos went unexpectedly viral, and we had a huge onslaught of racist comments. We got comments from the Black community criticizing Nick for being with a white woman. We got comments from white people and other races saying I was ruining my bloodline, which is absolutely disgusting. And we got tons of comments talking about how
She's ruining her bloodline. I thought it was my body, my choice. It's funny how these Nazis jump out here like acting like they make the rules and shit. It's like I thought it was my body, my choice. I thought like women had full autonomy. I thought it was protecting women, and all this stuff, but apparently not. When you deal with these national socialists, all of a sudden they want to tell these women who they can be with, who they can date, as if you really have control. I mean, they're all going to rebel against you. That's historically, you look at this is what the case. You have up these parameters, they rebel against you. All these OnlyFans chicks and these women who are doing this type of work, like they're rebelling against the system. And I know I saw a clip with Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson because they were talking about like banning corn, and stuff like that. And it's like that's kind of a tenet within like white nationalism. They definitely want to ban the kind of creative expression between two consenting adults because they feel like it promotes interracial relationships too much, and it's quite interesting. That's a whole nother topic for another day. Let me finish this.
I'm going to end up being a single mom, how we're going to get divorced, how this is disgusting. And I guess we just live in a bubble in California, but I never thought that would be something we would be dealing with our engagement photo announcement. It was starting to take a toll on my mental health. And so I decided to take 2 months off of creating content full time and reevaluate my boundaries with social media. The reason I started creating content in the first place is I didn't see representation of us and our family and our lifestyle. In my mind, it's just the modern day relationship. When I go to the store in the San Francisco Bay Area, I see tons of mixed kids and mixed families, and I wanted to bring more of that to social media. So when I was reflecting on where to go from here and what boundaries to reassess, I am gonna show less of my partner on social media, but we both agree that it's important to continue showing up and having representation, and that the hateful commentary on our engagement post, it is an indicator of a society that is so sick and divided, and our presence here is
very interesting. So the indicator of the society that's sick and divided. I think it's always been there. They're just more emboldened now, right? Because now they have top politicians, right? Congress people, representatives. They got the president, Mister, grab him by the, P. you know, you got your reality TV show president, who's a fucking idiot, who's completely controlled by Benjamin Nuts and Yahoos and the Zionists. I mean, it's so sad. Like your leader is controlled by a foreign entity. When you got some, and they all love him, all the Angelos, they love their boy Donnie, right? And it's yeah, so they're emboldened. What I'm saying is that they've always been here, but they're emboldened now because their top guy, who's a puppet, he gives them kind of courage, right? When you see the president, etc., and all these other people at the other lower levels, you know. So yeah.
Important and necessary.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your...
Well, it is a sign of the times. You got that right. By the way,
it's a sign of the times. That's going to be a theme. I want to continue to kind of harp on that because that's really where the fear stems from her and her ilk, people like her. The sign of the times, and they want to make it great again. Go back. We're not going back. This is a sign of the times. We're going to explore this.
Can we go and appreciate this dork of a guy? First of all, look at this guy. Blackness aside, take a look at this mega dork. Yeah.
We're going to go back on that later because she's calling the man a dork, mega dork. She's laughing. He's a dork. It's like, okay, he's a guy. He's got money in his pockets. He can provide security. He can perform a task. He can provide her with shelter, a home, security. That's why that woman chose him. This is a pretty redhead woman. Look at the picture here, up top here. Okay, like he can get a chick like her, and he doesn't look like a tall dude. He's probably my height or size. I'm like 5'7", and this lady here, I don't know if she's in heels or whatever. She's the same height as him. Okay, he's bald, I'm bald, whatever. But he can get this chick, and she's a pretty attractive woman. That's why Lily is upset because their stock, their the attractive ones within their group are getting with other people. But I'm sitting here like, why are they talking about the guy's looks? Who gives a shit? Maybe he's provides security, clarity, like they connect on a level. But Lily's using this content to fuel her incel wingnut audience, the white boys who, they watch Twitch, they're on Twitter all day, watching, Asian corn, and then they tune into this white gal who makes them feel special and shit. And it's we all know you people. You people are easy to study. We know you. Okay. It's you're not special out here. But she's calling him a dork. We're gonna revisit that because she's gonna try to make this connection that a white person with a black person is like automatically the black is ghetto. But we're like, wait a second. You said that this guy's a dork. But with the ghetto shit, they're not dorks. The ghetto, they're typically criminal, low IQ, low income. They're lower on the scale. So we're going to revisit this because she's sitting here trying to laugh at the guy. Ha ha ha, he looks like a dork. Look at his look at ha ha ha. It's like, what? How the hell does that even matter? He's a dude. His job is to provide security, comfort, provide for his partner. Seems like it's all working out for him. Seems like he's doing that. I don't know what industry he works in, but he has a attractive, pure-blooded Aryan redhead. And you guys are upset. How many you got? How many? Look at the followers or the viewers. Almost 8,000 comments. You got over 122,000 views. You're upset because a dude's got like a redhead queen. You're upset. Fuck out of here. You guys are punks, man. Keep paying your tax dollars to Israel. Keep doing what you're told like a good boy, a good goy. Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, all your people sucking off Israel. You're fucking punks. All right, let's continue on.
So, by the way, Not seeing a lot of lies that were told in those comments. Instagram comments, by the way, are brutal. Instagram comments are hilarious. You want a good laugh? go. Oh my gosh, there's this follow. I've got to show you guys at some point. The comments are unreal. They're hilarious. Super based. Yes, ma'am, it is a sign of the times.
Super based. Super based. Yeah, you guys are corny, man. That whole based shit. You guys are corny, man. Let me continue on.
Actually. And by the way, it's not an indicator that you're the good one. Maybe when millions of people are telling you that you shouldn't be doing this thing, what do you think? Is it mass comatose? Is the population of the United States and the world in that case, are they all wrong and you're right? Or is there maybe a little bit of truth in what they had to say?
She's saying when millions of people, when the population of the world, or she said the United States, is telling you that you're wrong, right? Maybe there's some truth, but I thought you're in the silent minority. I thought the whole social media sphere apparatus in Jewish controlled, because that's what you people claim, even though you suck off and serve Jews. I thought they said, oh, it's controlled by these other forces to promote race mixing. But on the flip side, she wants to position herself as a victim. She's sitting here saying, oh, well, most of the people are telling you it's wrong. Hundreds of thousands of the comments and are telling you it's wrong. But it's like, it's her body, her choice. And no, this is all projection and they're flipping the script because most people don't care. I don't care. I live in a white community. Most of the couples here, they're white. There's a couple white guys that have like Mexican partners, but remember, they don't say anything about that because it's assimilation. They want the Hispanics to assimilate with them to boost the Anglo numbers because their numbers are dwindling across the globe. So they want to bring in Hispanics, bring in Arabs, bring in Indians, bring in Asians, right? They want to bring in all these groups to mix in. They just have an issue when it's the African because you have a mulatto and we're looking at you like, nah, you got to pay me or give me something. Okay, you don't fucking run shop with me over here. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. When she titled it, was it the shocking truth about race mixing? But she talks about a white woman with a black male. We already know what time it is. All the mulattoes over here, we already know what time it is. I've been telling you this for the longest. I'm gonna keep telling you this. When they say the Anglo, when they say race mixing, like Nick Fuentes or the rest of these people, it is a code word for mulatto. This is why you have to embrace mulatto-ness. It's very important. They're talking about you. You may sit there and act stupid and pretend that you're just part of the African American group. Go ahead and play dumb and get punked and pretend. That's cool with you. Okay. But over here, we're more conscious. We understand the discussion. They're fearful because we are not going to acquiesce to their hegemony. So it's all political here because they don't give a damn about preserving their race, culture, none of that. They mix in with Hispanics and Asians every day. That's mostly what they do. They don't care. Okay, it's only when the mulatto is involved, then they have an issue because you're not going to acquiesce to them. You're going to ask for more money, a better deal. You're going to start making the rules. They get upset by that. That's been historically the thing across the damn planet. Latin America, the Caribbean, it's happening in Europe right now, happening in North America right now. That's been the thing. Wherever they're at, we got mulattoes. Mulattoes like, look, I need more money. You're going to give me more money. Okay. And if you're going to make it uncomfortable for me, I'm going to make it very uncomfortable for you. Okay, they're upset by that. The power shift dynamic that is occurring right in front of them.
Maybe backed up by statistics, crime statistics. Since it's
And then she throws out crime statistics, but of course, remember, she's a low IQ, fucking idiot blonde. She's not going to provide any crime statistics, which is typical with them. They'll throw out the research, the statistics, but they don't provide any sources or nothing. They just spew this shit, and we're supposed to believe it. I don't give a fuck about your subscribers, Lily. 150,000, you know, you're nobody to me. I don't give a shit about you or any of the other idiots with the same talking points. You're nobody. And we know you're working overtime. You're working with the Indians and the Jews and the blacks to suppress the mulattoes. We get that. But you're not going to stop us. You can't fucking cancel us because we're the future. We're going to create our own websites, create our own social media. We're only going to grow. So, this idea where you think you have some influence, you don't. I'm here to remind you of that.
Or is there maybe a little bit of truth in what they had to say? Maybe backed up by statistics, crime statistics, since it's
Yeah, backed up by crime statistics, but yet she doesn't provide any said statistics. Typical with them. Okay, the low IQ Anglo crowd. Typical. No stats to provide whatsoever. Most of the serial killers, most of the child molesters, these are all Anglo white boy, pure blooded white boy males. All ALL, most all of them do that. The worst crimes, school shooters, shooting up churches and schools. It's them, their ilk. We got the stats on that. But you know what? Since you're not providing any stats, Lily, I don't need to provide any stats. I'll just sit here, look at you, and laugh at you. You need to provide your stats. Talking about the mulattoes are going to inherently commit some crimes. Okay. Where's your fucking stats at? You don't got them. Okay. Dismissed. Let's continue and move on.
reports. And then all of that's aside, your own personal safety aside, because you do put yourself in harm's way when you date a person of, well, that color, which is just true. You know, it's funny to say, but it's actually a fact at the same time. That's what's sad. Aside from that, are they wrong about talking about your bloodline? I love how horrified she was when somebody said you're ruining your bloodline. That doesn't even have to necessarily.
Your bloodline's not important. Nobody cares about your bloodline. You're here to serve. Got a comment here. What is the mellow yellow mongrel is this? No way people are actually embracing this. We're your boss. We're your manager over here. Go back over there with the Bantu and go suck them off. Go serve the Zionists. That's your position, boy. Okay. But appreciate you tuning in, helping me out in the algorithm.
Be a racist thing.
And please drop more comments because I need to use you creatures for more commentary on this channel. I'm getting too bored with the Bantus. It's too boring. I've already said this before. I said this a while ago. It's too boring. It's the same arguments. Even shout out to El Mulatto. He mentioned this earlier on TikTok. I heard him on a live stream where it's like it's the same arguments. The same arguments from the Bantus, the same thing. The police gonna see you as black. When that white man pulls you over, they finna sees you as black. Whatever your birth certificate is, that what you is. You gotta just check that you black. We're tired and bored of the same arguments. We've been hearing it for too long now. I'm bored. I want you boys to jump up in here. You little Larry, whatever you are. I want you to jump up in here and tell me why I'm wrong. Please let me know. You don't have any authority out here. And my job is to let the public know that. So please continue to comment. I want you to give me more commentary. I'm getting bored of the Bantu. They're too fucking boring at this point. But they make it easy for us. I mean, they drop all these stupid comments. I'm like, well, shit, let me make a quick video. Let these mulattoes know, especially these pussy ass mulattoes who think they're black. They got a white mama, but they from the hood. They think they're fucking black. Like, it's too easy to like make the commentary on them. So I just want you pussy white boys to jump up in here and act all special because I want to use you for content.
That just means who you are. Your kids aren't going to look like you. Thousands of years of breeding took the world and her ancestors to make her have.
Said thousands of. She's so stupid and low IQ, which is typical with them. She definitely fits the stereotype of a dumb blonde. Yeah, she says thousands of years of breeding to create her, but it's her body, her choice. She has liberty. So it's like, what the hell? What do you say? Trump, President Musk, X, Page, Google, Gates, Microsoft, Zuckerberg, Meta, Bezos, Amazon, TikTok, Ellison, white supremacy. Yeah. With the social media apparatus or whatever, Amazon. Bezos identifies as Latino or something or Hispanic. So yeah, whatever. So he's on that team, I guess. Yeah, Zuckerberg, and you even have Trump's son-in-law, Kushner. All right, he's married to Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner. Yeah, the Anglos, they love the taste of Jewish cock. That's one thing you're going to learn about these Anglo boys. They love their Jewish master. All right, let's continue on.
Or red hair, blue eyes. That's European. And now that will be destroyed when she has children.
She says, that's European. It's going to be destroyed. Why does she care about this redhead chick? When in their own societies, they have made it their kind of, they ostracize and stigmatize their own, even other white race people. I want to get back to that because the whole concept of like what, because she's upset about this redhead, the lady's redhead, and like let me bring it to this real quick. A lot of these whites, they've hated on redheads for years. They've stigmatized them, and they have, stuff they call like the redheaded stepchild, or they've made jokes about your redhead, you don't have a soul, and all this stuff. Did you guys know that the gingers and redheads actually have annual festivals where they promote their phenotype? Okay, the guy says here, can you drop a link? You're going to have to Cash App me. You got my Cash App strolling along the page here. You don't just get access to me for free. So you're going to have to pay me. You're going to drop me some money. You're going to give me some money. That's how it works. And then I'll drop the link. You give me some money. You hit up my Cash App with some money, and then I'll drop the link. Otherwise, you can just stay in the comments like a good boy, a good goy, know your place, and just help me out in the algorithm. You're not jumping up here unless you give me some money, boy. I don't give a fuck what you are. You're going to know your place. But going back to this whole ginger redhead festival situation, they surround themselves with their own phenotype because they know within the Anglosphere, their phenotype is kind of stigmatized a bit. They call them, the redheaded stepchild, or like, oh, you don't have a soul. Isn't that what they say? Like, that's a common stereotype within the white race people. Oh, you're redhead. You don't have a soul. Redheaded stepchild. So over the years, like, is there a blonde haired, like, fucking, festival? I heard about this, that the gingers, the redhead, they actually have a festival, annual festival in Europe. I love it. It's amazing. And they promote their phenotype. It says the main ginger redhead festival is Redhead Days, the world's largest festival for people with red hair, held annually in Tilburg, the Netherlands. It takes place on the first weekend of September, right? It's like photo shoots, music, crafts. It's beautiful, man. I love it. I love the fact and the idea when I first heard about this like a couple years ago, that these redhead people gather together and celebrate their unique phenotype. And why is that? You ask the question, why do they even need to do this? I thought they're just white. It's a white race, which they're all pure blood, they're all white. But it's because even in their group, they're kind of pushed to the side and stigmatized in some regards. Because they're not blonde or brunette, or because they have freckles, because they're kind of positioned as being other, even within it. But the fact that they galvanize and they establish cohesion, they have festivals like this, mulattoes can learn from this. They have festivals celebrating their phenotype. I love this for them, that they're doing this. But the question is why? Why do they even need to do this? Because the brunette Caucasians don't do this, right? The blondes, the Caucasians, they don't do this, but the redheads do. That's the question there. And it goes back to this Lily Gladys character, where she acts like she gives a damn about the redhead like genes, and thousands of years down the drain, like she gives a shit about the redhead, like because the redhead's prettier than you, Lily, right? It's like, you don't give a damn, you don't care, right?
You don't even have to.
You're not fooling me. I mean, shit, the dummy idiots out here. But Lily, you're low IQ. You're an idiot. You just got backers and money to support you in your endeavor. We get it. And I'm not the smartest one. I mean, I'm like a fucking bachelor's degree, you know, in speech pathology, not even like a kind of hard science, like, and nothing STEM related. So it's like, I'm not trying to brag about my little credentials or anything, but it's like, compared to this fool, fuck out of here, Lily.
Take this from a racist perspective. You can just take it from a logical perspective of, well, if you're kind of a rare dying breed, maybe get with someone who, you know, your kids might look like you actually.
But it's her choice. And that's what Lily and the rest of the National Socialists, they don't like. They don't like the fact that white people have a choice to be with whoever the hell they want, to travel and go wherever they want, to have free will. They don't like that. See, they're the biggest oppressors of the white race, are these National Socialists. They want to try to critique and stigmatize and tell other whites, you have to be with us to preserve our culture. So we could drink Coors Light and cheer on Donald Trump, who's been married fucking 4 times, who serves Israel. They want you to serve their agenda. They don't want you to have free will. Isn't that interesting? That's that whole National Socialism shit. Like, they don't want the women to have, or the males, let's be clear, to have free will, but they never criticize the males. Your vice president, J.D. Vance, who serves under the fucking, reality TV star Trump, J.D. Vance is married to a brown Indian. There's not a lot of smoke for him. The only person who said something is Nick Fuentes. None of you people say anything. But you're talking about this random redhead who's like a social media, you called her a quote unquote influencer. I'm like, bitch, that's what you are, Lily. You're an influencer. You're backed up by big money. They helped you with your whole social media. Nobody cares. Okay. If you talk about the liberal stuff or whatever, I don't give a damn. Or the black crime, whatever, that's not related to us mulattoes. I don't care. But when you run your mouth about mulattoes, we're watching your ass and you're going to give us some good content.
But the reason why people are dating these guys is one of two reasons. Either they're dating an African American because
dating an African American. See, I thought the title of it was like race mixing. The shocking truth about race mixing. Why all of a sudden is it about black male, black guy, she said, and then white woman? I'm trying to tell my audience. They don't give a shit because they know most of the interracial race mixing is with white males getting with Asian women, white males getting with brown Latinas. That's most interracial dating in the United States of America. The white population's majority. They're upset because they're a growing minority. And they're fearful that white women have options. That's why these National Socialists want to make it illegal. They want to stop white women from exploring their freedom and liberty. They want to tell them who they can and can't be with. She's never going to talk about the white guy. Your vice president has a brown Indian wife. She's never going to say nothing about that. Never going to say nothing about the fact Nick Fuentes has got a brown sister, but also his father is half Mexican brown. Never going to say nothing about that, aren't you, Lily? The fact that white males are the biggest race mixers on the planet. Never going to say nothing about that. Oh, no. She's only going to cry when it's a white woman with a black male. That's when she starts to get uppity and starts to cry and complain about 2,000 years of lineage and genetics, as if she gives a fuck. Does she sound like she's a history major? Like she knows history? She's very low IQ. She doesn't know that much. It's just the same talking points is all promulgated through the same channels, through the same wingnut networks, all the same influencers. You're not providing any information that's new and obscure and special. Everything you're saying, we've all heard it before. It's very easy to debunk. I can sit up here, drink a couple cold ones, and laugh at your dumbass. Very simple. You people are giving me content. As long as you got mulattoes in your mouth, indirectly, because you phrased your stream here race mixing, but you're talking about black guy, white woman. We know what your ass is talking about. Okay? Because most of you white boys are with these Asians and Hispanics, and they have nothing to say. No problemo. All of a sudden, it's a white female, black guy. They want to get uppity. Okay? Good. Get uppity. Give me that content. I'm gonna grow what my whole operation here.
They are a desperate loser who is obese and has no other options. Or they have something wrong with them. There's some kind of trauma. They're mad at somebody and they want to.
You know, Larry, the option's still on the table. You can pay me, boy. You know your place. It says mongrel mudbloods have an identity crisis. Coming out the womb is the problem. Most mudbloods in the USA are part slave on one side and peasant Anglo, peasant, right? On the other side, on the other. That identity crisis times two. Cool, cool. Well, as long as you pay me, Larry, as long as you know your place and you pay me, it's all good. This idea where we're supposed to like entertain you or something or give you a voice or something, nah. You know your place, boy. You can give us some money, kind of flip off, basically give us some of those coins, those pence, right? Those shekels. You got some money. I know you're spending all that money on them fucking Asian women. I know you, white boy. You're spending all that money on them Latinas and Asian women. Okay, you can give us some of those coins, boy. Now you get no fucking respect over here. Okay. We're not dark skinned Bantus. We don't put you crackers on a fucking pedestal over here. You're gonna pay us and give us something. Okay, that's how we're doing this over here.
Stick it to everybody by getting with, a person that historically you would not get with. Okay? And before you call me racist, because I would never be accused of being racist. That's not me at all. Let's take a look.
We don't care about the whole racist stuff. You're just fake as fuck, Lily. All right, you're fake. You're not authentic. Doesn't matter, you're on camera. I'm on camera every day. I don't care. I have a core audience. I have the mulattoes. I'm good. You're just fake. You're fake. Like this whole polished thing. I don't know if you want to jump into the mainstream. That's why you see Nick Fuentes kind of cleaning up some of his language to kind of get into the mainstream. Nobody cares. You're just dumb and fake, Lily. And you're not smart. You're low IQ. It's just like, but you're spouting the same rhetoric from that corner of the internet. These like disenfranchised, like incel white boys who have an Asian fetish. Like, like you're not special. You're not. The thing is with me, I never claim to be special. I don't give a shit. I'm just up here talking shit with a nasty attitude. I don't give a fuck. Okay. When I deal with you people, you pay me. Same with the Bantu, because you got a lot of money. You give all these Bantus money. You want to watch them throw a ball around, watch them rap and shit. You go to all these rap concerts, nothing but fucking whites, a whole sea of whites. They love watching blacks sing and dance and all this shit. And on the basketball court and all this stuff. Oh, and I sit there and look at this. It's amazing. Wow. You'd be surprised. I thought you cry about these blacks all day. We shouldn't have to live like this. I jump on Twitter, X, okay, and I'm seeing these whites whine and cry like bitches. We shouldn't have to live like this. But I go to a concert and I see nothing but fucking whites there. Paying money, big money, might I add, hundreds of dollars to watch a black sing a rap song and shit. I'm like, damn, is this some internet shit or what? Because it's not adding up. Okay. My whole thing is, look, just please continue to talk about us. You're going to give me content. You're going to fuel my endeavor here. I'm going to get something from you when I deal with you. That's the whole thing here. This idea where I'm not trying to prove to you or identify with you. I don't give a fuck. I see it for what it is. The mulattoes are waking up. The cat's out the bag. And we're not going back. We're going forward. All right, let's continue on with this.
Look at what a black man actually had to say about this. This is Muhammad Ali. And
we're going to get in some good, juicy stuff for this Muhammad Ali. Because you know what? It's funny because I see some of these people in these spaces, they try to claim Muhammad Ali because he's a mixed guy, or they claim he's mixed. He's light skinned. He's a light skinned black. He's not mulatto, period. Muhammad Ali's not mulatto. And look at this racist white going to use him as like evidence. What do they call confirmation bias is what they call it. That's why I always laugh when I see some of these people adjacent to the spaces. They use Muhammad Ali. They're not mulattoes. You notice that. If they are mulatto, they're black identified. This is that like golden, like MLS fucking light skinned black shit where they want to claim Muhammad Ali as like a light skinned golden brother or some shit. He ain't fucking mulatto. And the guy was in the Nation of Islam. He's a great boxer. I'd say the best for sure. He got punched in the head so many damn times. He got Parkinson's, you know? He's a great boxer, good footwork, probably the best for sure. Different era, different time. He's not mulatto. And to me, it's very disingenuous when I see people try to claim because he's a couple tan, shades lighter that he represents our phenotype. No, the fuck he doesn't. He doesn't. He's not mulatto identified. So this racist white is gonna play a clip of Muhammad Ali talking about how he's against race mixing, and even Malcolm X made a comment before about how, oh, if you mix coffee with like creamer, it's not even pure anymore, so throw it away. And I'm sitting there like, because I see some of these quote unquote light skin and mixed race, these golden motherfuckers. I'm very hesitant, and I see all of you people. I see all of you people doing this mulatto shit for the past 3 years. I see all of you interlopers and all this stuff, and you want to try to equate mulatto and light skin black as the same. It's not. I'm the bad guy here. I've been saying this from day one. We're not. Because you'll have people who will praise Muhammad Ali that he has a phenotype. I don't give a fuck his phenotype. This guy is publicly, as part of the Nation of Islam, said he's against race mixing. You're going to watch the clip right now with even Malcolm X. And I'm sitting there like, why would me as a mulatto man claim Malcolm X, who's against, he's pro-black. He's against race mixing. He made a comment about mixing coffee, and that if the coffee's mixed and not pure black, throw it away. It's useless. We're like, what the fuck? What the hell? This guy doesn't represent our identity in our personhood. These are people who just want to fit in with black society, which is cool. It's good. Do that. But when I see mixed people who want to like pretend like they represent, no, they don't. If you want to say he represents the light-skinned black person, be my guest. That's not mulatto. Okay, because the light-skinned black could mean anything. That could mean a griff. There are some mulattoes who say they're light-skinned black. Good on them. But that's a lot of times they're the griffs. They got a mixed parent and then a black parent. Like that's not the same as me. Not the same. So I got to make that be known, let that be clear, because I see some of these people, they're talking about Malcolm X and, Muhammad Ali. They're from a different time. I get that. And that's that the pro-black black supremacist shit. But like I told you guys, you notice with the black supremacy, their anti-race mixing rhetoric, their segregation rhetoric. Notice how the white supremacist, this gal here, Lily, how she's in agreement with the black racist language. That's the crazy thing. Because like I said, you go out here, you say, oh, the blacks and whites, they don't get along. They're fighting each other. The race war, blah, blah, blah. But yet all the fucking whites, they're paying big money to watch these blacks throw a fucking ball through a hoop. Paying big money to watch some black sing a song at a hip hop concert. We're like, what the hell? It seems like these whites, they get along perfectly fine with the blacks. And the mulattoes sitting here like, what the hell? They led us to think that we got to identify as black and fight for black honor and all this shit. But the whites, they love the blacks. They love the position they have. Right? Everyone's tricking your stupid, dumb mulatto ass. That's the whole point here. They all work together to make sure you stay confused, stagnant, without an identity. That's my job here, is to provide some clarity to let you know what's really going on. Let's just play the clip. Let's get into this.
I think he sums up perfectly exactly what I'm saying. Doesn't have to be hateful, doesn't have to even be racist. It's just, I think everyone should be with their own kind. Equally yoked, having something in common with your partner, not coming, literally the two polar opposites coming together, and then having children who don't know how to identify either one of the partners. They're like, okay, do we go to the black family side of the family for Christmas? Do we go to the white side? Who has to give in? Somebody's got to give in. Because in all relationships, there's an element of a power struggle. Somebody's going to give in. Is the black guy going to be white? Or is the white girl going to be ghetto? Take a listen to Muhammad Ali before you start calling me racist, which I'm certainly not.
And another thing, when you say integration, it comes on the intermarriage too, right? All
Right,
been together.
right, sure.
And I'm sure no intelligent white person watching this show, or no intelligent white man in his or her right white mind, want black boys and black girls marrying their white sons and daughters, and in return introducing their grandchildren as half brown, kinky haired black people.
This is funny because when I saw this, I was like, "Oh wow, this is rich. This is rich." Let me. Um, did Muhammad Ali just say that? I'm pretty sure that the black, and the white, they don't want their grandchild. Well, look at what we have here. And this is Muhammad Ali's grandson, Nico Waltz, 25 years old. He's the grandchild of Muhammad Ali, American professional boxer. Looky what we have here. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that funny? The little Anglo clown, Lily Gaddis sitting there telling you, oh, Muhammad Ali has a point. He doesn't want his grandkids to be white. Yeah, you got a white boxing grandson, homie. A quadroon, homie. You got, yeah, there you go. There you go. Doesn't look like a Bantu to me, does he? That's just one of them. He has another guy. Look at this cat right here. Biagio Ali Walsh. Look at this guy. Mixed martial artist. This is the grandson of Muhammad Ali. Can't make this shit up. Yeah, that's straight up karma. I see a comment here from Lisa. Karma. Yeah. Muhammad Ali talking about, oh, I want my family, my kids to be black. Yeah, you look at your grandkids, homie. Congratulations. And that's what the whites fear as well. And the Anglos, they're fearful of that as well. They're like, they could talk all this pro-white shit, and then their white daughter or white son, they end up getting a Mexican or a black or some shit. It's just, yeah. You guys aren't winning shit out here. My whole thing is I sit up here and I laugh. You guys got to pay me money. Like I see this boy in the chat. Larry's still in the chat. Appreciate the comments. To me, you're the same as a fucking Bantu. You're no different. You're a little Anglo boy. You're going to know your place. You say you don't have an identity crisis. Just like us slaves, you hybrid monkey. That's cool. It's cool. Remember, your whole position here is just to pay me. You're going to give me money. When I deal with you people, it's the same as the Bantu. You're going to give me money. Okay? That's your job here. Appreciate the comments, though, because that's basically all you're good for. But I see this here. Look at this. Is Muhammad Ali's grandson. Oh, interesting. He's going to preserve the black race, the black gene. Oh, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that funny? Who's this other cat here? Jacob Werdemeyer. Oh, he looks mighty black to me. He's got another mulatto, Colin Kaepernick. Saying, yeah, come on, give me a fucking break, man. Give me a fucking break. Talking all that black shit, and your offspring. You got mulattoes and quadroons as your offspring, homie. All that pro-black shit, but we know it's the time. It's the time you're in. I just think it was funny. I saw that shit. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, you guys talk all this shit. And you're going to become us. That's the whole key thing here. With Anglo and Bantu, you're going to become us. And to us, we guys like me, we don't give a shit. Like, you do what you do. If you talk about us, we're watching your ass. And we're going to be reporting on the news and calculating data. Okay? But we're not forcing ourselves on you. We don't give a shit. You guys out of your way. You guys create us. You guys go out of your way to create us. And we're sitting here laughing. And then you pretend to the public that you don't like each other. But yet what you guys always do is get in bed with each other and create mulattoes. And we're sitting here laughing like, well, okay. Even Muhammad Ali, like I said, that's why I don't claim he's not mulatto. Yeah, he's golden. He's a quote unquote golden brother. That's all you black. That's your black shit. That's your light skin black and your golden shit. I don't give a fuck. That's not mulatto. Hey, this dude's pushing this racist rhetoric of separatism and shit. The blacks need to be with the blacks. Okay, well, your own kids didn't even live up to that. Your own kids dated white and you got mixed kids. Congratulations, homie. You're helping us out.
And I'm sure
I wouldn't object to that.
Well, you wouldn't, but a lot of them would.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people. No, this is the point.
What I'm trying to say is this. And you don't have it. You say you don't, but you don't have it. You really ain't gonna have it. You're on the show, and you got to say that. But
that's not true.
why would you want to do that?
Because I don't
yourself?
think I'm any different from you. You see.
He's on BBC Network back when they had some journalistic integrity. BBC, yeah, back in the day when. Remember, guys, the clip that this racist white is playing is from a clip from literally segregation when America was segregated. Muhammad Ali, that was in the 60s. 60 years ago, over half a century. It's half a century ago, 60 years ago. That's a long time ago. So Lily Gaddis, this white supremacist kind of alt-right influencer, she has to go all the way back in the archives to pull this clip, confirmation bias of this black guy, Muhammad Ali, part of a Nation of Islam, which is radical black extremism. But remember, they parallel the white racists. That's the whole thing. The black racist, the white racist, they all love each other. They all get along. They all have the same beliefs. But you mulattoes, you're not in the picture of that. They want you at the bottom of their whole situation. I'm trying to tell mulattoes, if you think you're black and you want to serve black, have fun. But when they turn on your ass, you have nowhere to go. You're going to look really stupid out here. Might as well embrace it sooner and later. You're a mulatto. So yeah, BBC. So there's some nuances here because England, like I said, is 60 plus years ago. So this racist is using a clip during the American kind of segregation era for confirmation bias. And it's interesting. Let's continue on.
Yeah, we much different.
I mean, I think society's made us different.
You know we're different. And we all together.
Society.
I lost a lot of weight recently, and none of my clothes fit right anymore. But my Stitch Fix stylist, Stephanie, she...
Is this like Piers Morgan incarnate?
And she was on Piers Morgan. That's the and you look dumb there. You look dumb right now too on Piers Morgan.
Isn't this guy like Piers Morgan? He's like tripping, falling over himself, trying to prove, no, what? Color? I didn't even know you were a black guy. You're black? What? Okay. Like, stop. Okay? Even the black guy, like, for once, the black guy has more sense than this white guy.
She says, for once, all you black guys are kissing white butt. She says, oh, for once, you have more sense. Only if the black guy is like racist. In this case, Muhammad Ali is racist. Like I said, he is a good boxer. The Ali Shuffle. Legendary boxer. People say he's the greatest. I would agree with that. Sure, he's the greatest. I'm not going to tarnish his legacy in the ring. But then there's outside the ring. His political views. He's connected with the Nation of Islam, which is a black extremist group which promotes black supremacy. They're not pro-mulatto. So all you quote-unquote mulattoes who want to pretend to be mulatto, but you're connected with the Hebrew Israelites, you're connected with the radical Christians, you're connected with the Nation of Islam. Yeah, I'm watching you guys a little suspect. You're promoting these extreme black ideologies that are not mulatto-centered. So I'm looking at you guys sideways. You're damn fucking right. And I have people of every faith and background who are supporters and followers. One of my biggest supporters, I would say she is my biggest supporter for sure, who's been supporting me from day one when I only had like 10 subscribers. I just started this crap, 3 years ago. She's Muslim faith, Islam, mulatto identified, but Islam. So it's like I have supporters from all faiths and religions backgrounds, but it's interesting analyzing this. Let's continue on.
Talking.
Made us different.
No, not society. God made us different.
No, we're just human beings. He made all of us.
We all, listen, bluebirds fly with bluebirds, red birds want to be with red birds. Listen, tell me when I'm wrong. Pigeons want to be with pigeons.
But
tell
we
me
have
when I'm wrong.
intelligence.
We should have.
Notice how the racist white agrees. He said the product of his time. Because that's what the racist whites will say. Right? Oh, he was a product of his time. The whole thing is that the racist white agrees with the racist language from the black. That's the cute part about this. I'm like, oh, interesting.
They don't have intelligence, but yet they stay together. We should have more intelligence than them, right? Buzzards are with buzzards. Right?
And the comparison is to animals or to birds, they're saying here. Birds who fly around, take a crap on cars, eat worms, hatch eggs. That's it. And their greatest gift is they can fly. I mean, everyone's envious of them, right? Birds, they can fly, you know? But I'm sitting here like, that's your comparison. They always compare us to animals. Like initially in this clip, I'll share with you guys, she tried to compare the whole dog breed thing with dogs. And then now she's sharing a clip of Ali talking about birds and different species. Like human beings were the apex predators and we have choices. And it's a political argument. See, with this Anglo-Saxon here, Lily, like they're upset because people have choices out here. Nobody respects your rule, your authority. Everyone's looking at you like you got to pay me. Even the illegals come over here across the board like you got to pay. Nobody's doing nothing for free out here. But they look to us mulattoes where it's like, well, the blacks don't like you. The whites don't like you. Oh, you got to pick a side. We're sitting here laughing at both of you. Go fuck yourself. You're going to pay me or get the fuck out my face. Nobody else talks out here like this. None of the mulattoes. I see all these mulattoes. They're just trying to get along and they want to build a bridge. And I hear that language. I'm like, okay, I'm dealing with the pussy here. I'm not dealing with the dude with some balls. I'm dealing with the pussy. We got to build a bridge and bridge these cultures and groups and let's get along. Okay. 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 Yeah. Tell me how that's working out for you. I appreciate that. Tell me. Tell me. My whole position here is I tell the mulattoes because you guys are the best looking people on the fucking planet. Don't look at me. I'm bald, short, fat, broke. I mean, whatever you want to say, whatever like little ad hominem, I'll take it. That's cool. I'm not good looking. I'm not special, right? I just have some big balls and a fucking nasty attitude. That's what I have to offer here. So I'm not special, but I'm looking at you guys, you mulattoes. I'm like, you guys are the best looking people on the planet. You guys are yoga specialists like the Mixed Lens and many others. My sister as well. She's a yogi. She's a yoga instructor, you know. You guys are fitness models. Like there's a dude, a shout out to him. I don't know his username on TikTok on TikTok, he's like an initial. And I know he watches my shit over here on YouTube, but this dude's like a fitness model and all that. Like you guys are good looking people. Okay. You are in the best shape possible. You guys have expertise. You guys are smart, good, integrity. Mulattoes are beautiful people. It's like just ask more from these other people because people want to use you. Ask more from them. You deserve more. That's my whole position here. People think they have access to you and they can just get from you for free. And they want to play this kind of racial game with you where you got to pick a side and you owe it to this group or that group. It's like, just make sure you get the most at when you deal with them because they want the most when they deal with you. I'm trying to point that out. You analyze this type of commentary. It's quite interesting.
Buzzards are with buzzards, bluebirds are with bluebirds. They all are birds, but they got different cultures. The eagles like to hang out in the mountains. The buzzard like to fly around the desert.
Well,
the bluebird like to fly around the trees and the
certain
grass.
problems a buzzard mating with a sparrow, wouldn't there?
What?
There'd be certain.
Right. And that's we have the problems too.
No,
I don't see no black and white couples in England or America walking around proud, holding their children.
That's because society
and going out.
That's society's fault. I mean, we've got to educate people around it.
Well, life is too short for me to be raised catching hell for something like that. I'd rather go and be my own. I have a beautiful daughter.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali took a big L here. That's why I don't claim him. He ain't mulatto. Your grandkids don't look like you, boy. So I don't know, all that shit you're talking here, acting tough in front of the white man because you get paid big money to punch the white man in the face. So you're super cocky and confident. Back then with the white boys, especially the Americans, because you're talking to a British lad here, but he knows back in America, you know, they're calling you a boy, but you're getting paid money to punch him and slap him up in the face and shit. And it's like, so you can be all cocky and uppity Negro and all that shit. But hey, times have changed, homie. Times have changed. Your grandkids don't look like you. So all this shit you were talking on BBC, and now you got these white supremacists who are like clipping your videos and like agreeing with you. So much for the Nation of Islam and black nationalism. So much for them. You got this fucking white racist Lily clipping you guys and agreeing with you. Fucking A. What happened to the times? I thought this was revolutionary speech they're talking about. Muhammad Ali, he represents, the Black Panther, Black Power. He's a strong black man, but yet the white racist little gal here will use this alpha black male boxer, and she's agreeing with him as far as racial preservation. Interesting. Take note of that. All you mulattoes who are tuning in, listening in, take note of that. How the Anglo is coercing and in lockstep with the pro-black Afrocentrics. Take notice of that. I keep trying to tell you, they all work together. The Anglo serves the Jews, gets paid off by the Zionists, and they team up with Bantus to neutralize and stigmatize and subjugate mulattoes. And you don't have a market. We have these mulattoes in business. We're looking at, okay, where's our market? We want to be self-employed, get into business. We want to have our own network, our own mulattoes. We do business with, trade, business ideas. We provide a service. We want our own economy. We look around and we're like, okay, that's the thing. Like, they don't want you guys to have your own economy, right? They want you to be plugged into their economy, where the Anglo, the Bantus, the schemers with their Jewish controllers, they have all the whole, they control the matrix. And they want you begging them for jobs and shit. Really? You guys think that's acceptable? All you mulattoes tuning in, listening in, where they control the whole matrix, right? You want your own audience, your own market. You want to be plugged in. You want people who support you. I want people who are proud to. I'll never beg you for a fucking penny. I see some random cracker bitch who run up in here, Larry. I'm not gonna beg your weak ass. I'm just like, bro, you're not even jumping over in this shit unless you're paying me money. You don't. You owe me money, boy. Like, you don't even you don't have a voice over here. You're gonna pay for entry. So, but I'm not begging nobody for a penny. I want people who are proud to support me. That's always been my thing from day one. Even before I even put up my little Cash App on the screen, whatever. I just want people who are proud to support me. They want to support mulattoes, independent mulatto media. They're proud to be here. That's it. Like, we have our own, we just have to build our own ecosystem and economy. And it's working slowly but surely. We are building it. But it should be vast. You think about it. We have all these smart, beautiful, talented mulattoes. Like, we should have our own economy. We should be plugged in. Should people locked in, ready to sign up and support and all this stuff. It takes time. I get it. This is fairly new. I mean, the consciousness is growing, but it is fairly new. I must admit. I do like the results from what I'm seeing, like from what I'm putting into this. But yeah, it's only going to grow. And I'm here all for the growth. But I'm comparing like to these other groups, like they already have like their markets locked in. Like I was saying, you see the whole triangle, the Jew, the Anglo, the Bantu. You see the triangle. You see how they all have a network and their ideas kind of interlock and they're all connected. We're like, okay, they want to hold this up. How long can they hold this up for? Before the Bantu comes and topples it. Yeah.
Beautiful wife, they look like me, we're all happy, and I don't have no trouble. I ain't got no trouble. I ain't that much in love with no woman to go through all that hell. Ain't no one woman that good. You understand?
I understand, yeah. I do understand. I understand. I think it's sad that
it ain't sad because I want my child to look like me. Every intelligent person wants his child to look like him.
His grandkids don't look like him. That's the beautiful part about it. I guess that's kind of like karma speaking. And don't ask me. I don't give a shit. It's not my issue. But I'm looking at it like your grandkid, you got Nico Walsh. Doesn't look like you, homie. You got Biagio, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ali Walsh. Doesn't look like you, homie. That's your grandson, homie. That's your grandson. They don't look like you, bro. That's why I'm sitting there like, what? He was talking all this shit back in the 60s or 70s. I want my grandkids to look like me. Yeah, well, they don't. You fucked up on that part. But all that black supremacy, you're talking all that black supremacy shit in front of the white guy, which is typical. We're not surprised because that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's a big L when I see these like interlopers, their little light skinned black shit jumping over here trying to equate that we're the same as mulattoes. You're not the same. I'm the bad guy. I'll be the one to gatekeep. I'll be the one to tell you. And the gay mixed people, they're not going to help you out. You guys can get your numbers, but I'm already looking at your audience and who you let on your panels. You're not letting like you got mulattoes up there. That's cool. They're newbies and all this stuff, but you're letting up all these like interlopers who are not mulatto centered. They're not even like fucking mulatto. Like I've been around too long to see this stuff, man, and like, I'm just sitting here laughing. Like this is the source. When people want mulatto content, mulatto information, who are they going to go to? They're going to go to me. They're going to go to Mulatto Mindset, and another gentleman. They're going to go to El Mulaton. That's about it. And they got the mixed lens as well. And the ladies, the mixed lens, like that. That's about it. You got like 4 solid content creators, mulatto identity. All this other shit you see out, that's no. They're pushing this all-inclusive, mixed in gay, pro-black. They're doing some other shit that's not mulatto centered. Okay. And what they do is they have a back door open to let in these light skins who pro Muhammad Ali, pro black, and then they suck off and serve Anglos. They're going to destabilize your entire situation. I've been here long enough to see what's going on. Play games and play funny all you want. That's cool. I'll tune in and watch and listen, and I'll sit here and okay, it's cool. It's it's interesting the witness. I'll tell you that it's very interesting because I've seen it before, man. It's not special. I've seen it before. All these mixed spaces on these other platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, it's the same shit. It's the whole mixed and queer and intersectionality. It's all the same shit. It's not mulatto centered. They'll hoodwink you and trick you, pretend that they're for mulatto, but they want to have a back door open to bring in all these other groups, and then they decenter mulattoes. I've seen it time and time again. They use mulattoes to get their shit popping. Once they get enough numbers, they throw mulattoes under the bus. And the mulattoes look stupid, especially the ones who supported them. They look dumb. They look really dumb. It's very embarrassing. And then you got guys like me out here, the bad guy. I've been talking shit for 3 years, mulatto centered. I'm not fucking going anywhere. None of you pussies are challenging any of these wingnats. None of these white nationalists and none of you pussies have a damn thing to say about any of them. You think you're tough and smart talking about Bantus or trolling the Bantu. That's so easy. It's so boring at this point because they have the same arguments. They don't want you to leave. They want to use you as a token to get proximity to their massa right here. Muhammad Ali is talking to his white massa. He can talk all this fucking pro-black shit, but his grandkids are like 70, 80% white. So he's looking really dumb in this position. In the boxing ring, yeah, he's the goats. The goats. But he's talking politics. He's kind of out of his lane. He's looking really dumb. Okay. Challenge me on that. I'm talking about your guy, your little golden light-skinned savior, Muhammad Ali. Please check me on that. You're a Bantu or a Bantu butt kisser, one of these light-skinned simps sucking off Bantus. Please check me on that. Because I'm challenging your boy here who's using separatist, racist language, talking about he wants to just keep it black, keep it blah, 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 and his own grandkids aren't even black. Fuck out of here. You guys are weak.
I'm sad because I want to blot out my race and lose my beautiful identity. Chinese love Chinese. They love the little slanted-eyed, pretty brown-skinned babies. Pakistanis love their culture. Jewish people love their culture. A lot of Catholics don't want to marry another Catholic. They want the religion to stay the same. Who want to spot up yourself and kill your race? You a hater of your people if you don't want to stay who you are. You shame what God.
He said he's a hater of his people if you don't want to stay. And the white supremacist Lily, she's like nodding her head. She's like, oh yeah, she agrees with it, right? And remind you guys, this is his son right here. And look at it here. It says Muhammad Ali's grandson. Yeah, he's fighting a black guy here. I don't know the guy's name, but this is an MMA fight. This is a PFL, which is I think Premier Fight League, mixed martial arts organization. You look at the thumbnail there. Who's a light skinned guy? That's Muhammad Ali's grandson. You guys see that right here? He's fighting an actual black man. That's the kicker. That's the funny part. And Muhammad Ali, his dumbass in this point, racist ass in the 60s, talk about, I want my kids, my culture, my grandkids to be black and be black. You see how fucking stupid a racist sounds like him? But yet his son is the white guy here fighting against an actual black guy in the cage. You cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. He's spewing the racist black language sounding just like these fucking whites. And that's why this racist fucking white, this Lily Gaddis, is agreeing with him. That's why she used his clip, sharing his clip, talking about preservation of culture. You can't make this shit up. Would you ever think that a racist white supremacist would use this Nation of Islam extremist guys like words as like gospel? We need to preserve our race. You cannot make this shit up. So for the confused mulattoes who think Muhammad Ali is just like you, what do you have to say about this? Can you do a response video to me? Can you please tell me how I'm wrong and I'm out of pocket? I'd love to hear you ghetto ass pieces of shit, because you're not going to have nothing to say to me. I'd love to see you boys challenge me. I'd love to see it.
God made you. God didn't make no mistake when he made us all like we were.
I think that's a philosophy of despair.
Despair.
I really do.
It ain't no despair.
Number
one, can't no woman. Let me tell you something. I want to tell you. Listen, no woman on this whole earth, not even a black woman in Muslim countries, can please me and cook for me and socialize and talk to me like my American black woman.
And that's how I feel here in regards to a mulatto woman. I'm like, nobody's really going to relate to me as much where I stand today as an American mulatto woman. At best, you could say, yeah, maybe Canadian or maybe English mulatto at best, but more so for me personally, how I feel, an American mulatto woman is going to be able to relate to me and understand me more than anybody else. And that's basically my core supporters. You don't see a lot of dudes in the chat. I got 30 people listening, watching right now. The dudes are listening, but they're not commenting because they're scared. They're scared. They don't want the Bantu to know that they're tuning in, listening, right? They're scared, little mulatto boys, right? But the women, the mulattas, they always show out for me. They're always in the chat. They're always in the comment section. Like I see Val, I see Bunny Strange, I see DC. DC was the first lady to post a comment on this stream before I even hit the live button. It's always the mulattas who are always, for the past 3 years since I jumped my ass up on here talking shit, like it's always been the mulattas who are the ones who jump up here. They're cheering on the man. Yeah, I like what you say. I agree with you, right? And like I'm saying, I agree. Like for me, I'm gonna be able to connect with the mulatto, American mulatto, more than any other woman. I agree with that. But this guy's saying, yeah, for a black American woman, yeah, I don't hate him for that. Or Lily Gaddis saying she can connect with a white man for that. But like, you guys can do that. But like, why are you putting us in your conversation on mulattoes, the offspring? When other groups, when they decide to come together, how is that our problem? We don't, they want to make us their problem. That's the issue here. My whole thing is, okay, that's cool. You want me to be a problem, but if you want to jump over here, you got to pay the fine. You got to pay the bill. You owe us money. Like they had this dude up in the chat, Larry, talking shit. Yeah, just get some good entertainment. That we are all race. BS is copium to promote multicultural mixed race society, which STEM keeps whitey people in power. Race mixing works well in society that has no real cultural memory. Yeah, I don't really care. Like the whole thing is you're here to entertain us, right? I don't care.
No woman, and last is a white woman, can really identify with me and my feelings and the way I act and the way I talk.
And I share that sentiment there. Like I said, in regards to mulatto, where it's like, well, I feel like the mulatto is going to understand me more. That's why they're like my core supporters. Like I said, the men, they're too pussy, bitch, and scared. They're fucking hiding in the clouds. They're not going to comment. And so, the day after they might share or something or whatever, or put a comment on the video. But live streaming, nah, they're listening, tuning in. The dudes are listening, but they're not going to comment. No, it's the mulatto women who show out. So I know that, like, it's the mulattoes. I'm going to be able to commit to them and connect with them on a deeper level than any other race of woman. Yeah, because these are the supporters. It makes sense, and they relate and understand with the message I'm espousing.
And you can't take no Chinese man and give him no Puerto Rican woman and holler about we're in love and you emotionally in love and physically, but really they're not happy because she's gonna hear some Puerto Rican music, he's gonna hear some Chinese music, and they're gonna be clashing all the time.
So reading the comment here, the person here puts most black people during this time just took notes from white supremacist handbook and regurgitated it. He's coming from a place of hurt and oppression, of course. But the thing is, he's wearing a suit here. Muhammad Ali is like the 60s, whatever. He's in England talking to BBC. I'm pretty sure they flew him out to England to talk. Like, he's getting paid by whites. His manager's white. Like, he's surrounded by white. He's the elite black athlete, sports athlete. And that's when boxing was a giant sport in the United States. Before American football wasn't at the peak in height at that time, or even basketball for that matter. Like, those two sports in the United States, the NFL, which is American football, and then like basketball, they started to get a lot more notoriety in 80s and 90s. In 90s, right? But prior to that, the 60s, 70s, like even 80s, Mike Tyson, like that was boxing was like reign supreme in American sports. So Muhammad Ali was like the guy, right? So he's an elite black, surrounded by white money and all this shit. And then look at his kids. His grandkids are like 80% white. And I'm not surprised at all. You guys shouldn't be either.
It's just nature. You can do what you want, but it's nature to want to be with your own. I want to be.
Yeah, nature to be with your own. Yeah, I prefer mulatto. I mean, I built my whole entire social media operation branding. Just I want to be close. I want to have a connection of mulattoes and mulattoes as well. I want us to connect with each other. Yeah, I built my entire branding centered around that. I'm very proud of that, and I want it to grow, and other people are going to grow theirs as well. That's it. There's no going back. So I don't care about that aspect. He wants to be with his own. Okay, cool. But like his own offspring kind of didn't choose that route. That's the funny part. Like they wanted to go with somebody else, which is naturally going to occur. You can't really stop it. Even this Lily person, like she has a family and she's talking all this like pro white stuff. Who's to say like, her child goes with a black guy or a Mexican guy, they create a Nick Fuentes type. It's like, yeah.
My own. I love my people. That's all. I don't hate nobody.
Could you use up to $800? Find it at BioLife. Up to $800 is waiting for you.
Excellent. Completely well said. Absolutely well said. And by the way, that's how I feel about people. People are like, "Oh, Lily, you're so racist." I'm like, I honestly would have no problem with any brown person in their own country.
Yeah, definitely come back. We need more entertainment. Guys like you are going to help us out a lot, Larry. Like I said, I'm getting bored with the Bantu. So I need more little white boys like you to kind of help us out and give us some good laughs and good material. Because I'm getting bored of blacks. It's all the same jokes and the same shit, the same gaslighting. It's just fucking boring at this point. We've heard it all before anyways. Like, we need some new material over here. So yeah, please do continue to comment. Because we sometimes it kind of gets a little boring over here. So we need some new stuff.
With their own kind. I only now have to be racist out of self-preservation because the lack of racism is the reason why we no longer have a country.
The lack of racism is that we no longer have a country. Mind you, she's sitting here with what, over 150, over 150,000 subscribers, getting paid to talk this shit. Like, she's getting good money off these videos and views, man. is her whole career as an influencer, and she's backed up by the machine, Republican machine, right? And it's she's saying we don't have a country. Like, what the hell does that? What do you mean by that? You don't have a country? Why? How do you not have a country? You're getting paid to talk shit about colored people on the internet, and they're sitting there acting like you don't have a country. What the hell is she talking like? They want to be victims so bad. That's what's so pathetic about you guys, is they want to be victims so bad. We don't have a country anymore.
Barely have a people. You go to New York.
She's like, we don't have a people. Oh yeah, this is a good one. She just goes to New York. Yeah, New York is an immigrant. It's a Statue of Liberty, man. It's an immigrant country. Why don't you take your white ass to Montana or Idaho or Oregon? Why don't you do that? Why are you worried about New York? You can go to Missouri. You can go to Arkansas. You can go to Utah, mostly majority white. Why don't you take your white ass to Utah? Why are you worried about one city, one location, New York? New York has pretty good nightlife, but it's not popping like that. It's overpriced. It's expensive. It's messy as fuck. They got a lot of trash on the street. They got homeless people harassing you on the dirty ass subways. Like, I don't, New York is cool to visit as a tourist, but like, why are you like stressed out about New York, one city? That doesn't represent America. I had to tell one of my Brazilian students about that because he went to New York and was kind of displeased. And I was like, yeah, New York doesn't represent America, bro. That's like me going to Rio de Janeiro saying this is Brazil. It's not. It's one city in the whole big country. Same thing with New York. It's one city, big city in a fucking big country. United States is like the third largest country in the world as far as land mass, as far as population. I think we're third as well, or fourth. I think we're pretty up there. I have a map behind me that kind of has the numbers, some numbers there. United States is like the probably third or fourth largest country in the world as far as population. And yeah, as far as like geography, as far as land mass, we're the third. It's Russia number one, Canada number two, but their population is very small. But then yeah, US is like number three. So the giant country. So what? One city, New York, bro? Like, yeah, all these whites in Utah and shit and fucking Idaho and Montana, and you're crying about New York. Like, fucking move around, man.
In their own country with their own kind. System. Like, I honestly would have no problem with any brown person in their own country with their own kind.
She doesn't have a problem with a brown person in their own country with their own kind. That's cool. That's very lovely, Lily. But you got to take your white ass out of the brown countries because you want to go all up in these brown countries and steal their resources and set up shop. But when those brown people go into your white countries, you want to whine and cry. That's not how it works out here. You want to be in their country and exploit their resources and exploit their labor for your profit. Well, they want to make more money, so they go to your white country. Now you want to cry about it? Like, that's not how it works out here. Now, I wouldn't even be talking about this stuff. Like, I really don't care. This is kind of a side, subject. I'll analyze the politics, geopolitics, etc. But remember, you made your video talking about race mix, which I know with you Anglos, you're highlighting mulattoes. So you got us in your fucking mouth. So you're forcing my hand to react to this. So I don't give a damn about your political, your situation with you. And I study it, of course. I study geopolitics, but this is not like the main objective here. My whole operation is mulatto centered content. And the gentleman mulatto man sent me this video and I watched it. I was like, okay, this is good. This is worthy enough of a stream. No, you want to talk about us. You want to talk about that redhead. Oh, she has a kid with a black guy. She's going to throw her jeans down. Oh, we already know what you're talking about. You're upset the mulattoes are not going to acquiesce to you. Well, then go talk to a Mexican or a black or an Asian. They'll be happy to kiss your butt and wipe your ass and kiss your shoes. The mulattoes aren't going to do that. The mulattoes are going to look you and be like, hey, you better fucking pay me. Like I had this boy, Larry, up in the chat talking like, drop the link, let me up. What? You gotta fucking pay me, boy. There ain't no freebies over here. You're giving all your money to these Asians, going to these Asian massage parlors and shit. And not only that, Larry, you're giving all these white female influencers all your damn money. All is as long as they spew the racist rhetoric you like, you're gonna call your Aryan princess. You're gonna give her. You're gonna super chat her. You're gonna super chat all these white girl influencers and shit because they make you feel good. So you got money. We know that you're spending money. You're a simp on the white females and the Asian females. Nah, you got to give us some money too, homie. You don't just get access over here for free. Fuck that. I'm not even going to open up the lines like that, like I did in the past to grow this operation. Fuck that. I'm done with that. I'm not dealing with any of you people for free out here like that anymore. That's why this whole operation, I'll do the live streams and stuff, but most of the individual videos and content like that, that's on my Patreon. The Patreon supporters, the mulattoes who are real supporters, they're going to get access to that. I'm not giving all of my creative, energy to all you people for free. Fuck that. I've already given enough to you. Fuck all that. You want to turn around and go kiss a Bantu ass that's kissing the Anglo ass? Fuck out of here. You people owe us money. I'm trying to get these mulattoes to realize, man, these people are trying to rob you of your energy, your labor. They want to sit up here and play dumb with you. These fuckers owe you money. Fuck that.
Only now have to be racist out of self-preservation because the lack of racism is the reason why we no longer have a country. We barely have a people. You go to New York, it's like 10% white. That's our major city. 10% white.
She said, we barely have a people. New York isn't white. Yeah, well, go take your ass to Idaho then. It's all white in Montana. I've been over there. Been to Montana, Idaho, Oregon. It's all white. Well, go over there. Stop crying. New York isn't that special anyways. What are you crying about?
White. We're losing our culture. We're losing our heritage. We're losing our race, which
you're losing your race and your heritage, but that's your fault, little Anglo-Saxon Lily. Whose fault is that? She's going to blame the Jews. They're going to scapegoat conspiracies. There's no accountability because they want to act just like Bantus, want to act like proud victims. No accountability. They're going to blame it on some conspiracy, some Jew, the Kalergi plan, when it's really just the whites who are mixing in with Asians, the whites mixing in with Arabs, the whites mixing in with Hispanics, the whites mixing in with blacks. It's them doing it. They're the ones doing all the mixing, but they're going to blame it on everybody else. And because they're fucking cowards, they want to blame the mulatto offspring. And I'm here to tell the mulattoes, you better start to take notice and understand their rhetoric. You better be prepared. Because they're spreading this rhetoric, and this is only beginning. They're going to get way more intensified as our population grows. And they're financing and they're going to hire these Bantus to go against you.
transcends, by the way, cultures and traditions. Your race is what lasts. And we're losing that.
So in her position, she says race is what lasts. Race transcends culture and nationality. It's interesting because you talk to some people, they say, well, your race is nothing. You need a culture. You know, some of these people say that. Well, race isn't important. The culture is everything. It was interesting. But the Anglo, this conscious kind of Anglo, so to speak, they're saying race is everything. Ah, interesting. But they can't even define what the hell their race is because they got Arabs, they say Caucasian, North African, Middle Eastern, Europe. They don't even know what the hell because they got all these LARPers and shit in their ranks. They got this gypsy crusader guy who's like a Mexican Indian. They got Nick Fuentes who's like 20% indigenous, like he's not pure blooded. It's just they got a bunch of LARPers in their ranks. But some of the most pro whites aren't even fucking white. Like, how did that happen? You guys, like, how did that happen? So what the hell is your race? And then some of them, they'll say, well, Jews aren't white. And it's like, well, the Jews are white. It's like they're very kind of divided in their own ranks as far as the race kind of concept. And I'm of the opinion that race is phenotype for sure, but there's genetic, obviously, because genes affect your phenotype. But I'm of that kind of thinking with race is in line with phenotype, but also genes. I feel like El Mulaton, me and him are more in agreement on this than any other content creator I see out here, as far as like the kind of what is your race, so to speak. I feel like me and El Mulaton are kind of on that same page, just based off some of the kind of the rhetoric that I've heard from him, or talking points, argument, etc. Or yeah, the race more so is phenotype, but the genes impact that. So it's complicated, complex subject. But I'm saying these people, like these Anglos here, that they don't even have it figured out them damn selves. They're still arguing if Jews are white. Like they look white to everyone else. Because you don't claim them because you're upset because they're smarter than you, or they're more better with their money than you. Like that's kind of your problem. Don't put that on the rest of us because you're underneath them. You're underneath the smarter kind of white group. The Anglos are underneath the Zionists, etc. That's on you. That's your problem. But they want to like scapegoat the rest of us. That's our problem. It's the mulatto, the Kalergi plan, all this other dumb shit. Look, spread all the fucking lies you want. I mean, you're just gonna give us content. We're gonna just grow. The mulattoes are gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger once they see this. They see the type of bullshit you're spreading on us, trying to put a target on our back, siding with Bantus against mulattoes. You're just empowering us. We're more powerful now than we've ever been in the history of mankind. Basically, with the exception of the mulattoes in Haiti 200 plus years ago. The mulattoes today, right now, with this internet information they're getting, they are so fucking powerful now, and it's only going to grow.
So I have no problem. I'm glad to see that's how black people should be thinking. They should stay with their own. You should want your kid to look like you.
You see that? How they always respect the integrity of blacks, the racist white. Oh, I agree with the blacks. They should stick with their own. They should be pro-black. See, they love black people. They love the arrangement they have, the status quo. They're upset because the mulatto does not respect their authority. The mulatto does not acknowledge their hegemony. The mulatto will not acquiesce to them. That's why they're upset with the mulatto. But they love blacks. That's why she's like, oh, I agree. Blacks should stay with her. Yeah, of course. The status quo. All right.
And you should not call us racist or berate us or tell us that we're the worst things in the world because we want to have our own. Why is it okay when he says it, but if I say it, oh, good Lord.
Well, Lily, I mean, I'm calling out both of you, Muhammad Ali and you. I calling out like I'm just a just a random voice on the internet. Like I don't give a shit. The thing is, Muhammad Ali is an accomplished boxer, considered the GOAT, greatest of all time, as far as they call it the sweet science, boxing. Muhammad Ali is respected American man, African American, globally. He's a global icon, probably the greatest American athlete in history. I'll never take that away from that man. His accomplishments, like I said, in the ring, but outside of the ring, his connection with the Nation of Islam, the racist rhetoric, the black supremacy. Yeah, I don't agree with that. But Lily couldn't even hold a candle to him. Like his accomplishments. Lily is just like a failed kind of swimmer. She's a swimmer, you know. So it's like, what the hell?
Even the word racism is bullshit. Everybody's racist.
She says everyone's racist. She hates the fact that you're calling her a racist when she's clearly a racist. She's just coping with it, because the word still has merit and meaning behind it. As much as I've seen where people say the word racism doesn't mean anything, and I'll be honest, I'm 100% transparent and honest. I've commented that a couple times out here in the blogosphere. I don't know, maybe my YouTube channel or some other place, where I've said, the race thing, you call someone racist, especially if a black person calls me racist, it's like, it doesn't hold that much weight that much anymore because they call everything racist, So yeah, I do agree with that. But at the same time, when we can sit back and kind of analyze her and her rhetoric, we're just like, yeah, you say a lot of questionable things that, yeah, you're basically a racist. It's very obvious. And my whole thing is, why don't just be proud of it, Lily? What you want, this like polished kind of Fox News image, like just be proud that you're just a white racist. Like why don't you just lean into that? Like she's still kind of on the fence with that. Like with me, it doesn't care. Like I'm just like a independent media source out here in the blogosphere. Like I don't give a shit. I have nothing to lose, everything to gain. Okay. I have nothing to lose out here. The more eyeballs that watch me, the more people that see me, I have everything to gain to kind of, catapult me into a higher realm of influence, so to speak, within the media sphere. I have, so to me, I don't give a shit. But like with you, you already plugged into the matrix. You got over 100,000 subscribers and shit. I don't know when she started her channel, maybe a couple, like she probably started the same time as me, but you have big money is a business for you, your people. They plugged you in to be a mouthpiece for but you're fucking dumb. That's the kind of sad part about it. I'm looking like you're a dumb blonde. You're not smart. You just have some incel simps because you're blonde. They watch, listen to you. you know, it's like because I guess Just Pearly Things wasn't cutting it. She's a mud shark or whatever, and she was very fucking basic. Um, but they're down bad. That's why the white boys are getting with Asian chicks and Mexicans. Like they kind of the pickings are slim with their female kind and their communita. So it's yeah. Let's continue on.
It's a preference, it's a distinction. You feel comfortable in your own company. Look at even in schools, even the subsects of racism or discrimination, if you will, at the school lunch table. The athletes sit together, they hang out with each other. The studious ones, they hang.
Yeah, subculture thing. I think the thing with mulattoes is we're very unique, kind of wild card. And I prided myself of this when I was in high school, but I didn't have the vocabulary to articulate back then what I was experiencing is that we can kind of navigate and commingle with every group. Like I would hang out with white guy, white boy, whatever, white guys, skaters. I was cool with white kids, white males in high school. They're skaters, whatever, punk rock or metal or something. I could hang out with Mexican guys, even if they were kind of the edgy, more kind of quote unquote ghetto, barrio, kind of Chicano, cholo types. I had friends, I was cool with them. Like I was cool with some of the black guys, the some that were, that were there at my school. I wasn't in a black school in Anaheim. Blacks are a minority there. But the ones who were there, some of them that were there were still some I was cool with. Like I could kind of navigate different spaces and circles, whether it was white suburbia or Mexican barrio. Like I think that's the thing that we have a skill set that other groups don't have is that mutability, our ability to navigate different circles and spaces. Like I said, I didn't have the language or vocabulary when I was experiencing this in high school, but now I look at it like, okay, we have a kind of uniqueness that nobody else has. They want to take that from you and they want to ostracize you for that because they don't have that. See, that's what they're upset about.
Hang out together. The band.
Now, the thing is, for us, we have to use that to our advantage for business and for our own preservation. We have to use that to our advantage. Our ability to network and commingle and mutability, we have to use that for our greater good, greater purpose, our destiny. How can we use that to uplift ourselves and expand what we're doing currently right now? Like working with other groups, etc. Being respectful, respecting other cultures, but also everybody makes money in the process. Everybody gets what they want. Everyone's getting a good deal, you know? But our ability, our palatability to connect with people, like that's an advantage we have. Okay. And this person's making it seem like it's not a good thing or that these groups they segregate. Sure they do. They self-segregate, but the mulatto is able to kind of connect the dots. And that's why people really they don't like the fact that we can do that and they can't.
Kids hang out together. People want to be with their own kind. They want to feel comfortable. They want to feel like they're part of a community. And race is the ultimate community.
She says race is the ultimate community. Sure. I mean, I'm of that understanding. I guess the term they use in their group, their circle is race realism. Okay. Yeah, the mulattoes are coming to this realization understanding. As much as they want to kind of hide and, shy away from it, the mulattoes who find my social media pages, platforms, whatever they find me on, they're coming to this understanding that in fact that we are a community that is growing. Our voices are growing. We're out here. We're challenging the rhetoric we see within the blogosphere, and we're connecting with each other. And this is global. You see a guy like me who goes to the UK, who's going to Brazil, going to Dominican Republic, soon going to South Africa, going to these other countries international. We're connecting and building relationships with people in real time. This is a real community, and it's only going to grow.
So don't you dare try to shame white people into wanting to just preserve that. Don't you dare try to shame white people into wanting to live around their own kind, or
So she's like a leader, I guess, or a spokesperson,
heaven forbid,
of white people. I find that funny, because she's such a dumb blonde. Like, you can't even articulate anything accurately. It's like, wow, how can any respectable person take you seriously? Don't you dare shame white people. Who the hell is shaming you for wanting to be white, pro white, have a white husband, have white kids? Like, who? I don't see anything out here of anybody. No mulatto, because we're half white. I don't see any mulatto unless they're black identified. And trust me, those are the people. For me, what I got going on over here, we laugh and call them out for being pro-black, like, and being black identified. So you can't blame us. Not over here. Our law, the mulattoes, black identified, sure. They don't feel comfortable over here because they know that a guy like me is going to clown their ass. So, but I'm trying to think, like, who else is out here trying to tell these whites that they can't be with each other and be proud? Like, who? The Asians aren't. The Indians aren't. Like, Mexicans aren't. Nobody cares. It's probably got to be some black person or a half black at best. And it's like, why don't you address them personally? Why is she trying to make it seem like it's this grand conspiracy that all these people, they don't want us whites to be with whites? Nobody gives a fuck. You're insignificant. You're not important. You need everybody else just as much as they need you. We're all interconnected as human beings on this planet. Everybody has something to offer. We're all interconnected. As much as you don't want to, like, you don't want to admit that. You want to act like you're so special. All the inventors and all the patents, and we created this and created that and created that. Yeah, but every war that you won, you needed a black soldier. You needed a mulatto soldier. You needed Mexicans. Like, you needed all these other people for all these advancements. You needed Arabs. You needed Asians. You want to act like, look, go ahead and do that. If you think you got it all figured out, I mean, none of you're not doing that shit as far as I am concerned. You are the ones who are mixing in with all these cultures and these people, going into their lands, exploiting their resources. And then you want to fucking turn around and cry when they go into your land. Why are these brown people here? Go back. Fuck you. Fuck out of here. That's not going to happen. You want to use them for their benefit and their resources, but they want a piece of the action. You want to cry now? That doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. My whole thing is, look, the whole geopolitics, like, okay, that's cool. I mean, I just observe this stuff. I wouldn't even care to talk about it, but you want to talk about quote unquote race mixing, which we know you're talking about mulattoes. You got the guy here. And that's just you, Lily. Like I said, I never even watched the video. I think I saw you on, like, Pierce Morgan. I didn't give a shit. I don't even like Pierce Morgan. He's annoying, I don't care about Pierce Morgan, but I saw you up on there before, kind of trying to defend your whole racist talking points. You're proud to be racist, whatever. But it's funny because I'm seeing you today, this video you uploaded 4 days ago. You're still crying because people are calling you racist. Yeah, because you're fucking racist. I mean, why don't you just own it? Like, to me, I don't even give a shit. It's about my audience. Like, the people, the mulattoes who call me racist, whatever, they're black identified. They got a black baby daddy. It's like, have fun, get the results you want. Cool, have fun. Like, you have a black audience, whatever, that's cool, have fun. But you guys aren't paying me or whatever. I don't care. Like, you don't hold weight with my operation. But let me finish this off, and then we can kind of close things out. We're over 2 hours into this, and want to end this kind of soon.
have their own country be for their own people. And we need to continue to shame people who are flaunting this. That redheaded girl, she's got I don't know if she's got a problem with her dad or if
It's funny how she says we need to shame people who want to flaunt this. She's saying we need to shame these race mixers and people who want to mix different races. She's saying they need to shame them. But a second ago, she was crying because people are shaming her and calling her racist. You see the double standard and hypocrisy? Let's play that again. I'll do a playback. It's just the hypocrisy with them is crazy. So shame, according to her, this racist, shame the race mixers for mixing races, but don't shame the racists who are complaining about it. Got it. Got it, Lily.
Or heaven forbid, have their own country be for their own people. And we need to continue to shame people who are flaunting this. That redheaded.
She's saying, shame them, shame them. They're flaunting it. But don't shame me. I'm a white girl who wants to live in a white country. Then take your fucking white ass to Poland then. You guys got strict border policy. You guys got strict border enforcement, strict immigration. Why don't you go over there? Why are you sitting in the US of A complaining when this country was nothing but brown people before your ass came over here, and now you're upset because more brown people are coming in? Fuck out of here. You don't make the rules.
Girl, she's got a, I don't know if she's got a problem with her dad or if she just wants to be a rebel, the same kind of people who want to be lesbians. It's like the shock factor. Or if she, did too many drugs in college and those were her drug dealers. So
you guys see that kind of like dig that racism? She's like, if she did so many drugs in college and those were her drug dealers, she's saying the black guy was her drug dealer. But if I can play it back, she called this guy a dork. She was laughing at him, calling him a nerd. Let me find my spot. Just the hypocrisy with this racist. Because, let's see.
Her genetics. And frankly, to be fair, him throwing away his genetics and having a child that is not black and not white and will never feel, at home with either race.
The mulatto will feel at home with the mulatto race. That's why we're all here congregating, my fellow Vanguardians, on the Mulatto Vanguard broadcast. The mulattoes feel welcomed over here. That's all that matters.
And will have a seed of bitterness within them, and it's usually manifest towards the white parent. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
Photos.
Her genetic, and when this woman posted at the parent. Let's take
in my the black, and we got to take a full store, and both important.
Aside, take a look at this mega dork.
She calls him a mega dork.
Yeah. So, by the way,
I want to point it out.
A lot. Take a look at this mega dork. Can we go and appreciate this dork of a guy? First of all, look at this guy. Blackness aside, take a look at this mega dork.
Okay, so wait a second. You're calling this guy a dork. You're calling him a dork. But then we fast forward, you're saying that this redhead did drugs in high school or college and she hooked up with her drug dealer. But you're calling him a dork. So which one is it? That's what I'm saying. With the racist shit, it's very obvious. And she doesn't like it when you call her racist. But clearly, like, you throw the whole drug dealer insult in there when you can tell by looking at the guy, he doesn't look like it. He looks like he's in like tech, or he's like an IT. He works in the tech world or something. He's got glasses on, bald head. Like, well, he looks like a tech guy. He looks like he's a techie. I don't, and she's sitting here like using this whole drug dealer shit. You guys are fucking cringe, man. Like, do better with your stereotypes. You guys aren't even accurate.
Your culture and your race. And you should actually care about that. You should care more about that than, ooh, look. Or if she just wants to be a rebel, the same kind of people who want to be lesbians. It's like,
this is where she gets into it. She says like, oh, you want to be a lesbian? She's like, oh, the drugs, and you hooked up with your drug dealer. Listen to this.
The shock factor. Or if she, did too many drugs in college and those were her drug dealers. So
you guys hear that? Oh, she maybe did too many drugs in college and those were her drug dealers. But you look at the guy, she called the guy a dork. So it's like, which one is it? That's why, like, debunking this fool is too easy. I can do this late at night on a Thursday, just talking shit, drink a couple cold ones, and just chill with you guys here. And it's it's easy content for you people. I have, you make it too easy for me. You make it way too easy because you can't hold up on it. Like, first you call the guy a dork, then you're insinuating that he's like a drug dealer. So you're just a fucking racist. Which one is it? Is he a dorky, dweeby guy, short and bald, or is he a fucking drug dealer, a criminal? Which one is it? You guys can't make up your mind. You're just upset because you know they have a mulatto offspring. They're not going to acquiesce to Anglos. Okay.
You know, puts you on a back path. All that to say, you have the right, by the way, to want to preserve your country, your culture, and your race. And you should. You should. You should actually care about that. You should care more about that than, ooh, look at that fat Latina, who, by the way, is going to get fat in 1 year.
Now, see, at the end of her whole spew, throwing the white woman under the bus, she's going to go into the meat of the matter. The biggest race mixers are white men, but she's not going to call that out because that's her fucking audience. Her audience is white boy incels who are not getting that much pussy, or they're getting mid Asians and mid fat Latinas, like she said right here, like a torta, basically a fat Latina. See, that's the meat of the matter. That's the main thing, the crux. It's mostly white boys who are race mixing, but she can't call them out because they'll all fucking basically clown her in the comment section. So she has to throw a white woman under the bus who's with a black guy, even though she's a white woman. She's not going to call that white boy out by name or use a story. Oh no, because her audience is all white boys. Her own audience will turn on her ass in a heartbeat. So she waits to the very end to be like, oh, that fat Latina she's gonna throw Latinas on the bus. I laughed at this. I saw this earlier. It's just like, oh my God, these Latinas for Trump and Latinos for Trump. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I don't know. What else do I have to say, man? You're Latino for Trump. It's like, oh my God, help you, God. You think you're so much better than these blacks, and you're just the same. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay, I don't care how pale you are or whatever, how much Spanish blood you got. You're a fucking Mexican, and you support Donald Trump because you believe in conservative values. That's what you say. Yeah, conserve. Go back to your country. How about that? You want to conserve the values. Go, you pack your shit up, go back to your country. That's really what that's what they're telling you. But you love Trump and you guys are hilarious. Whatever. I'll listen to it, but it's just you guys are funny, man.
That then, ooh, look at that fat Latina, who, by the way, is going to get fat in.
See, because she says Latina, she doesn't say Latino. So you see how she's sneaking that in there at the end of her. This is basically the end of the clip, guys. She's sneaking that in there because that's really what it is. It's the white guys who are with Asian women, the white guys who are getting all these Latinas. I said that earlier on the stream. The biggest race mixers are these white boys. They're just trying to get whatever the hell they can get out here. A lot of them are desperate. A lot of them are involved in this whole pay pig shit, cuckoldry, and like they're just trying to get whatever the hell they can get. So they're not going to even get white chicks. They're going to get these other groups. And so she's waiting to the end to call them out. Not by name though, because they'll cancel her ass. And she's not smart enough and creative enough to build her whole brand and following off mostly white women. Mostly white women, they're not even dealing with this fool. She's a fucking idiot anyways. Her audience is going to be these pussy white boys who are weak and bitches. That's her audience. These wingnut pussy incels. That's her audience. So she's not going to call them out by name, talking about, oh, the fat Latina. You guys see that shit? Listen.
1 year, first baby comes out, it's over. Okay. It's over. So we need to start thinking more about our race, and we need to be more race conscious. And that doesn't mean we're going out and, it's Jim Crow again. It just means that we have a right to exist, actually.
And who the hell says you don't have a right to exist? This is all delusions in your head. You got to make yourself seem like the victim to rationale, to justify your aggressive posture. If you're so proud, like I think she has a white husband, white kids, nobody gives a fuck, Lily. Nobody cares. You go live in a white community, nobody cares. Any normal, decent person does that. I mean, I'm half white, but I live in a white community. Okay, I don't give a shit. I run out every day. I'm outside. I run in my neighborhood, nice, safe neighborhood, good white folks. I have no issue. I go to my gym. It's like, I don't. Nobody cares. I don't care. I'm speaking for me over here, in this side over here, in the mulatto side. Nobody cares over here. We're all half white. But you're very fearful for some reason. It's just very interesting. Why? Why? We look at your posturing. Why? It's all in your head, Lily. You're not as special as you think you are. Okay. If you, this whole preservation stuff, just go to Poland, go to Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, go to Missoula, Montana, Helene, Montana. Okay. Go to Oregon, not Portland, but anywhere else in Oregon. Like, have fun, have a good day. Go to Utah, have fun. Isn't that where Charlie Kirk got snuffed out by his fellow Anglo? Right? Go to Utah, have fun. Nobody cares. You're making this all a big deal. Nobody cares. You're not special.
Just like Israel says, we have the right to exist. White people have a right to exist, and we have.
There you go. She says, just like Israel. There you go. So you already know what it is. Like the it's very coded in white nationalism, right? It's always Israel's fault, the Jews. You guys honorably serve Jews. That's the funny part. All you people. Nick Fuentes and the rest of you creatures, you all proudly serve the Zionists. Asians do not like their eyes. Shout out to you, Val. Says that's one of their number one plastic surgeries. Grandkids, yeah, Muhammad Ali's grandkids look white. Yeah, I think I read that comment before. Yep. Time his phenotype wasn't safe. Interesting. Didn't she just say she says she's not raised. Yeah, whatever. She's dumb. I don't know. I don't care about the woman. Gentleman, shared this with me and I saw it. Because I already know, like when they say race mix or mixed race, whatever, it's a code word for the Anglos use. It's mulatto. They don't want to highlight you specifically because it'll galvanize mulattoes. And you guys were going to be forced to fucking break down the walls and petition for government protections and for cohesions. You guys are going to be actively motivated and mobilized very fucking swiftly. So they don't want to call you out by name. They'll use innocuous, ambiguous language and say race mixed or this biracial or mixed race. They know that. Because once these Anglos, once they get super specific and start saying, oh, it's that mulatto, the mulatto there. Once you mulattoes start developing some balls, the men I'm talking about, because you're too pussy to comment right now, even though you're all listening. So women, you got here like Val, tuning in, listening. Shout out to you. Because once they start signaling it's mulatto, and they start attacking you, you're naturally going to galvanize. It's about survival. You're like, oh shit, they're putting a target on my back. So this legislation, you're going to fuck the legislation, fuck the government. You're going to build your own laws, your own fucking code, and you're going to fortify it. You're going to have a whole entire network, not even just domestically, nationally, internationally. You're going to have a network of mulattoes, a protection mechanism, and an information network. You're going to be making sure that mulattoes know who's in their neighborhood, who's around their spot, and what are they doing, what are they saying about you. They don't want you to be on that type of time. So they're going to play games with you and use innocuous language and say, oh, mixed race and race mixing's bad, mixed race. But who's the mixed race they attack? They attack the mulatto. They don't give a shit about these white boys banging Asians or banging Hispanics. They don't give a shit. And that's most of them. They're specifically talking about you, but they don't want to use the language mulatto because it'll wake you guys up. But I'm here to provide clarity. Okay. Black Ronin, shout out to you. You put she sound dumb as F, white people, this their country, and you still getting outpaced. That's a personal, yeah. But Asians are outpacing them, everyone else, Indians and shit, and like even a lot of black, and they especially for them, the Anglos, because they don't care that they're getting fucked in the ass by Jews or Asians or Indians. They don't care. They fucking love Indians. They got their vice presidents married to one. The Anglos, they only get uppity and they start crying when it's a black person that's outperforming them, when it's a black male that's smarter than them, that's got more money than them, and they can elevate and get like a high class white chick that you saw in the clip. The black guy there, he looked like he had some money. He got a good looking, just good genes. The redhead white lady looks like she has good genes. Maybe I could find a clip of her. She looks like she's a pretty white lady, and she said she's an influencer. I don't know who the hell she is. This influencer, I never seen it before. Yeah, it'd probably take me like years to find another because there's different couples out here. If I'll just go back to the initial clip. Why not? Let me just go back to the initial clip and put this on the screen so you guys can see. Right? You guys see that there? And we're sitting there like, okay, this redhead chick looks very attractive. So he got someone with good stock, good value, good facial symmetry, bone structure, right? Nice hair, nice skin, nice facial structure. So, and of course, that's why this Lily person's talking about it, because this redhead is way hotter than her, has she's more attractive than her. If it was some fat, ugly white chick, they wouldn't be talking about this shit. They, all these views and stuff. No, they're focused on it because she's attractive. Let's be clear. Right? He said, where is she from? Mississippi. I don't know where the hell she's from. I don't know how old she is. I don't even know her. She's probably in her 20s. I don't know all that information. Her man, yeah, they still like non-white women. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they mix races with everybody else, and then they're gonna cry about one white woman with the black dude, right? Because they're upset because their offspring's not gonna acquiesce to white authority. That's really what it is. Let's be honest, right? They're upset because they're gonna have more guys like me. They got guys like me sitting up here laughing, talking fucking shit. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. They're upset because of guys like me. And there's gonna be millions of more in the future. They're upset about that. Tough. Nothing you do about it. It's inevitable. Yeah, the fake tan, I don't know. Supremacists don't want to hold their own accountable or really race mixing. That's the thing, huh? They race mixed throughout Latin America, created all these Latinos. These are white male patriarchy, right? The Spanish and Portuguese went into all these countries and with the capital G, raped all these indigenous women, created Latinos. They don't want to take accountability for that. They want to turn around and blame some random black who's got success and some money. He's with the white chick. Maybe he likes the white chick. You ever thought of that? Like, you look at it, I can go back to the image here of this dude. He looks like he's like got a solid career, or like he looks like probably a tech bro. He's a tech guy. He works for some tech company. Maybe he started his own tech company. Maybe he's like, there's an app out here on the market that he's the founder, or he's one of the main developers on an app. He makes good money. He can afford to buy a house and support this woman, start a family. That's a main dilemma with a lot of men out here. Like, get a high paying job. You want to get a partner, get a wife, and he just found one that worked for him. What the hell is the problem? They don't look like criminals to me. They don't see, but the thing is with these whites, like this Lily, they never target the criminals, the gangbangers. You notice that? The white supremacists, they're too fucking pussy and scared because the criminals, they shoot back. The criminals, the thugs, they fight back. They always go after soft targets. They always go after blacks who are just minding their business, living their life. They always have a problem with them. You notice that with the white supremacists. All these gangs and all these criminals out here, these black criminals and gangs, none of these fucking whites ever run up on them. You notice that. They leave them alone. All these tough fucking white pussies, they leave them alone. All the criminals. Oh, yeah. But some random black shopping in a grocery store, they run up on them and do them in. You notice that. You notice the white boy, he's going to go into some church, go to some shop, some grocery store, and attack some random black minding their business. That's how they operate. Yeah, it's just some random black. But the gangsters, the thugs, Oh, they have carte blanche treatment to run out here and be a menace. That's why you know the white boy's a fucking pussy out here, especially if he's on this Anglo shit, this little white supremacist shit. You know he's a fucking bitch. They have nothing to say about these gangsters, these thugs and criminals. They got no smoke for them. All these gangs are allowed to fester and recruit and build their numbers up, and the white boy is nowhere to be found. But you're a random black dude going to school, you get a good job, you can get a white woman that you like, you're attracted to. All of a sudden, they got an issue with that. Interesting how that works. So now you know who really is the fucking pussy out here, right? It's always something that sparked my interest. So superior and yet about people seeing you as racist, which means you value opinion. Yeah, she values opinions of others. Don't call me racist. Yeah. No such thing as race because ninjas. Oh, you're that same guy with this Indian shit. I don't care about you, bro. I'm not even gonna read your dumb comments. Nick Fuentes looks more Mexican. Yeah, his if you've seen his sister and his father, like they're straight up brown Mexicans. But Nick Fuentes, he's the white boy savior. Yeah, cool. I love it. I love it how the Browns, Indians, Mexicans, they're the pro whites out here. Yeah, good job, white people. I love it. And then you got the half whites like me laughing at your ass too. My whole thing is, look, I don't even care. The whole geopolitics, I don't care. If you talk about mulattoes, then yeah, I do care. I'm watching. If she's consistent, she should review IT relationships white men are in, or you think of interracial, whatever. Then she would have some credibility. Yeah, like yeah, you put right here IR. Yeah, IR. Interracial. Yeah, because it's white guys with Asian chicks, white guys with Latinas. But she at the end of it, her spew, I can go back to it. She had to throw it in there. She knows the main issue is not some helpless, innocent, pretty white woman like this redhead here. She's an influencer. She's an Instagram, just a innocent, law-abiding, pretty redhead white woman. Like this is a very innocent, like non-factor. She's just living her life. This redhead lady. She chose a black guy. Why does it bother Lily so much? But that's the thing. Look at this. And then at the end of it, she knows the real issue. Lily. Is that these white boys, they want some of that brown skin. They want that Latina. They want that Asian from China or Thailand or something. That's the real issue. But see, that's her audience. If it wasn't for the pussy weak white boys, she wouldn't have an audience. Nobody else is going to listen to her weak shit. White women, no. White women want to get paid. They want protection. They want a man to provide. They want to be comfortable. Like, and what the hell? Lily doesn't have the answers for that shit. She's going to feed the whole market media machine to tell these white boys, you're so special. Your country's not yours anymore. The Browns are coming in, right? So, yeah, her whole audience is basically white boys. Let's be honest. That whole alt-right shit, there aren't a lot of chicks that are in that network, that whole market. There aren't hot chicks doing that shit. Nah. You know.
Who are flaunting this. That lesbians, it's like, puts you on a back path. All that to say, you have the right, by the way, to want to preserve your country, your culture, and your race. And you should. You should actually care about that. You should care more about that than, ooh, look at that fat Latina, who, by the way, is going to get fat in 1 year. First baby comes out, it's over. Okay.
You see that? She didn't say fat Latino. She said, oh, you shouldn't care about that fat Latina. And she's trying to throw shade saying she's going to get fat in 1 year after the baby comes out. She's talking about her white male. She's throwing shade at them. They're too fucking incel and stupid and dumb to understand that. Because all they do is they see the white woman, the pretty ginger redhead woman with a black guy. They go ballistic and crazy. If you want to piss a white boy off more than anything, show them a white girl with a black guy. For some of them, the weird ones, they kind of get excited by that. Like the whole cuckold fantasy, which that's their main market, right? But she, that whatever, that's her market. She can easily play them. But yeah, she basically said it right there. the whole Latina thing. Yeah, that's really what it is. Yeah, she attacks white women because they're easy targets, right? And she regurgitates white male misogyny. Exactly. And at the end, that was literally like 20 seconds at the end of her video. She's like, "Oh, that Latina, that fat Latina, she's gonna get fatter after you have a kid with her." You see how slick she tries to act? We know her game. It's just the pussy white boys who follow her who are too fucking dumb. They don't think we know them. Yeah, Nick Fuentes' sister. Yeah, she looks like a straight up Mexican. Yeah, that's he's Mexican, bro. You know, he's like 20% like indigenous and like 5% African, but he's like the white savior. Okay, fucking fools. She's just envious, liberal, attractive. Yeah, she's envious because white women who are more attractive have got options. They can get guys with money and shit. And that black dude looked like he had money. He got an attractive chick like that. You can't be a broke broke dude getting a attractive redhead chick like that. Good jawline, good facial symmetry. A chick like that you got to have some money, some status. You got to be able to handle business. Which he looked like he basically had his shit together. He had a good career, he had money in the bank, etc. So he could afford and get a good higher caliber Caucasian lady. That's what you see. But like what people were upset about that, as if it's their business. But I thought they respected the autonomy of women. I thought it's my body, my choice. I thought the women have sexual liberty to be with who they want. Why are the Anglos like crying, in that incel kind of corner? Because Lily, her audience are incel white boys. Like they don't like the mulatto men over here because they know we don't serve them. Okay, the same boys, they go pay big money to watch the Bucks, the dark skinned blacks play basketball and football. They pay big money to watch blacks do that shit, right? But they're upset because they know the mulatto. We're looking at them like, bro, we're not performing for you. Like, no, we're here to compete and to win. They're upset about that. But they're cool when it's the Asian or the Indian that's over here doing that. Yeah, we're noticing. We're noticing. They got all these brown Indians all up in the fucking government. You got Kash Patel, FBI director, Vivek Ramaswamy. They got all of them. And JD Vance married to an Indian. And that's just in the US. In South Africa, we know. And then also in the UK, all high level politics, we see Indians. It's like they're cool with that. But when it's comes time to talk about mulattoes, then the Anglo gets a little too uppity for my liking. That's why I'm here to report the news for you guys. Don't be so pussy now, all you mulatto dudes being pussy bitches, because you look at the women, they have no issue commenting, showing you what's up. Yeah, she's upset her following would still, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's the reason why she's talking about that, because she still knows, as far as looks maxing, that ginger completely fucking mogs Lily. And me as a straight man, I'm looking at it, telling you, like, I'll go back to it. We could do it side by side. She knows for a damn fact that this ginger is straight up mogging her. And the thing is, she tried to act like earlier, and initially in her video, she's like, oh, she's a influencer, one of these influencer types. I'm like, bitch, isn't that what you are, Lily? You're backed by these like radical kind of right wingers and shit. That's how you got your social media popping. You're an influencer, Lily. You were like a swimmer or something. You lost one of your races because some trans guy, well, a white boy, by the way. It's your own people who's confused. You want to sit there and talk about mixed people being confused and shit. It's you fucking whites, LGBT, trans, and all that shit. Then you want to run your stupid mouth about mulattoes. You got done in by a gay guy who wanted to be a woman, a white. That's why I laugh at you people. I'm just, and then like, yeah, you're getting mobbed by this redhead. And she, like you said, the comments, for a damn fact, the white guys who were watching her, they would pick this redhead over her. Yeah, for sure, for them, would probably put a bad taste in their mouth. They see her with this black guy, and if she had a kid by him, and then whatever happened, she's a single mom, has a kid, then they would think a certain type of way, devalue her for sure. But take that aside, face card together, you're gonna pick the redhead chick. Am I lying? And then the guy want to, put their 2 cents in. You're gonna take the redhead chick. Clearly, her animosity towards brown mixed women is just crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Lily can't get a man. I think she's married though. To be honest with you, like Laura Southern, who ended up with an Indian dude. Side note: I only care, or yeah, mulatto Latinas are the hottest, anyways. Yeah, I think the Lily or this chick on the screen, Lily. I think she's married, anyways. But like, she has to use this content, this rage bait type of content, for her white boy incel audience who are sexually frustrated. So she has to like galvanize them. Like, I can't get a white woman. I play video games all day and I make $15 an hour. I can't get a white woman. But this black, he's got this gorgeous redhead. She's throwing her bloodline down. Like, that's the audience. There's a bunch of these pussy white boys like that, man. It's crazy. Video game players, they're on X and shit, complaining because they can't get white pussy. It's hilarious because everybody else can. Why the fuck can't you? Aren't you white? Aren't you special? I thought you were special. Yeah. Indians are the lackeys. They don't compete. Mulattoes do compete and have dignity, and that burns them up inside. Same with white women. They like that fat Aunt Jemima. They like the fat black woman who's non-competitive. Yeah. When they see a mulatto who's on her shit, gorgeous, like, yeah, that's they don't like that. They have to compete. They don't like the competition. That's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to share that. I hope it was insightful, to say the least. I do my best. I know I kind of shouted out, or I not shouted out, but I kind of talked some crap because I know I got people listening, man. 34 people right now tuning in, listening, but I'm looking at the comments. I got the same like 3 people commenting. I'm like, what the fuck? Shout out to Black Ronin. I see you in here. You're a man. Shout out to you, dude. But I got my day, like one of my day one supporters, Val Malata, and I got another person here. I'm like, damn, where are the other people at? When it comes time to talk shit about black people, they're so uppity in the comments. They're like, oh, it's not even talking shit about black people. It's just responding. I'm saying that. I'm saying talking shit just kind of loosely, but it's more so it's responding to the rhetoric they push to us. All of a sudden, I got a bunch of mulatto dudes in the chat, right? But now I'm talking about this fucking Anglo. Now the mulatto dudes, they're just too fucking pussy. They're hiding behind, whatever. They're hiding. I just find that to be hilarious, you know. But I'm noticing for sure. That's all I got right now. Appreciate you with your guys' comments and stuff like that. Hit the like button, share the stream, and we're gonna keep this going. If they want to talk about us, we're gonna talk about them. This is how this works. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right. So peace out.